I'm saying.
Alrighty then. It is Freestyle Wednesday. Okay. Gonna put on some lo-fi. So this could be a real chill night. Real chill day. Okay. We're gonna go into top commenter of the day. Alright. And Nika, Pierre, B. Jeffers. Hey B. Jeffers. And Kayla and Janelle were your top 5 commenters of the day. Hola to you, Tay, for coming in. Those of you who are in and have decided to not speak in the chat, that is 100% fine. Please do me a solid, okay, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit that like button, all right, so we can get a thumbs up. This will help push my channel out there for everybody to see. I appreciate that. And we're going to dive right in. All right. We're gonna have a good day today. We're gonna have some convo, and then we're gonna talk about some. I don't know. I might do this as a live podcast so I can post it up on my Spotify. That way, I don't have to do double duty in the convos that I have. You see what I'm saying? Gotta do a 2-for-1 special, babe. My goodness. All right. So if y'all got something wrestling related that you would like to discuss as of right now, surely we can get into it. Y'all put it in the comment section of what you want to talk about. I just got done doing the podcast. We had We Love Wrestling on there as a special guest. And Nicole and I did it. It was really short. Wasn't a lot to it. We just went over Halloween Havoc and we talked about WWE Survivor Series, and we discussed a few other things. Okay. So y'all tell me what's up. What y'all want to talk about today? This is Freestyle Wednesday. If you're coming in late, hello. How are you? Did we see Rick debuted on in AEW? Unfortunately, yes, I was privy to that. That also was talked about on the episode. So you have all of that time to go and check it out for yourself if you would like to. That is totally up to you. But he was on AEW Dynamite. I swear that he's been on there before, but I could have been getting that mixed up with AAA. So I could have been wrong about that. But I swear that man was on there before. I was like, wasn't he there already? Like, what are we doing? Why is this a thing? I was like, why? Why is this a thing? Is this a thing? It shouldn't be a thing. Okay. How do you feel about the all international shows WWE has been announcing and potentially the more they'll be announcing? I think it's very good for the international fans. They deserve to have shows just as much as we do. And it seems that their international presence is very their international presence is very very strong, and they sell more shows overseas and sell out shows more overseas than they usually do in the states. So I'm not necessarily mad at it. In fact, I think it's very interesting. um, I think they'll do well though. I think that it'll do well, and that the new shows that they have will be interesting to see. There is an announcement for a show over in Germany for 2024. So it's going to be an interesting time. But I'm happy for them. I think those shows overseas deserve to more the fans overseas deserve to have plenty of shows. I do think that WWE will have to cut down some of the shows they do here just so they can keep a balance and it's not so strenuous on their superstars, because that can result into a lot of things like injuries, and it can be a little problematic. So I would hope that they would balance this out properly. Okay. What happened to Zion Quinn? Is he injured? Unless you mean is he injured? I don't know. Zion Quinn's last time of wrestling that I can remember was in April of this year when he wrestled on Level Up, and he was going up against Tavion Heights, which I haven't seen Tavion Heights in a while either. So they had a match, and it was this year. The last time I saw him, he has a post on his Instagram from 3 weeks ago. It looks like an AI render of himself, which in itself is just hilarious. Um, but it could be him. You know, you never know. Never know. Let me see. Smile like an old man. he does. I forgot about Dwight Howard. Oh, hold on. Hold y'all. Oh, it's correct. Oh, sorry. Anyways, let me get back to these comments. Okay, I think I'm going over there more often will make the American audiences appreciate it more, and I saw potentially Paris in spring. Personally, I wouldn't go to Paris until they get rid of that bed bug problem. Paris got an infestation of bed bugs, okay? And these damn Olympics, they might end up having to change the Olympics. Ain't it supposed to be next year, right? It's next year, right? If they don't get that bed bug infestation, Yeah, if they'll get that infestation together over there for them bed bugs in good conscience as an athlete, I wouldn't go. I'd skip it. You feel what I'm saying? I'm not trying to get ate up by bed bugs and then have to perform at a high caliber the same night. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Okay. Isn't Zion a free agent? I don't know, honey. I don't follow everybody. I barely I have no idea. I didn't even know Zion quit. I thought Zion was still employed by WWE. Okay. As far as I know, he still worked there. His name, he looked good now. We done tightened up and shaved his face. He like a totally different person. But anyway, I've never seen them say he was fired. He wasn't amongst the people that got fired. So, oh wow. Let me show y'all what I'm seeing. So y'all can see. Okay. So y'all can see he done tanned himself up real good. He real tans and everything. Hold on. Yeah, let me take that down just a tad. Okay, so this is Zion Quinn's Instagram. He looks nice. He done shaved his beard and everything. Done went back to that. He looks better like this, you know. He done chiseled himself out a little bit more. Seems to be working out. Aw, that's cute. Got a pretty smile. Oh, he went back home. Maybe he'll pop up in Australia. I don't know. He is an Aussie boy at his heart. So, we shall see. We're going to talk about Dwight Howard in a minute, y'all. As soon as we get done talking about wrestling, we'll talk about some pop culture stuff, okay? Um, Hello, Hiram. I'm gonna be honest with you, baby. I did not notice you was missing. I'm so sorry, Hiram. I just figured you popped in and didn't say anything, so I didn't notice you was missing. I am so sorry. Yeah, Paris got a bed bug infestation. It is bad. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. He's a free agent within WWE. He wasn't drafted. Oh, that's what you meant. Okay. As far as I know, that is true. I thought you meant like he had got fired. I'll probably be like, well, I don't know if he technically free. I don't know about that. I'm competitive, so I would have still competed with bed bugs. You're out of your fucking mind. No, you wouldn't have. You wouldn't have been able to. The infestation is serious. I don't think y'all understand what I mean by infestation. That they don't get it. They don't get it, do they? They don't understand. It's okay. It is okay. I am going to enlighten you. Correct. Paris bed bug infestation. Very simple. That way you can see it for yourself. You can see it for yourself, honey. Warning. Your ass could definitely itch looking at this picture. All right. Don't get mad at me. Blame your friends on the other side. Okay. Don't be mad at me. Here you go. These are the mattresses that's being tossed out. The bed bugs are serious. B. Jefferson think he might throw his phone. Yeah, babe. I mean, the bed bugs is in their couches. It's everywhere. Hello, Eli. How are you? He said, "Well, damn, I ain't mean it like that. I just assumed that you was like doing school and you just pop in and I'm just saying I didn't know you was gone. I'm sorry. I think I'm finna throw my phone. Oh my god, baby. It's serious. Now I felt something crawling on me. Ugh. You gotta check. I told you, warning you was gonna itch. I warned y'all. Oh, I will retract my recent statement about competing. You bet you goddamn well better be. Because what the hell? I'm finna throw up, child. Shit is getting real. It's getting real. It's getting real out here in these streets. So, ladies and gentlemen, night two of Halloween Havoc is coming. And they have started to announce the match card for night two of Halloween Havoc. Robert Stone got a really nice. He serves good face, honey. He's giving very much model in this picture. Got a nice little mole right there. It's cute. It was giving. I'm gonna show y'all the pictures in a second. Tiffany don't even look real. She look real fake. Like, what's going on, Tiffy? All right, y'all. Why does it keep doing that? That is so annoying. Uh oh. What happened to homeboy? He got elbowed. Who is he? Ooh, it's a hard hit. His mouth bleeding. Porzingis did it. Yeah. It was an accident. It was an accident. I don't think Porzingis did it. Oh no, he said my bad, fam, my bad. He didn't mean to do it. You can tell he just kind of. He was trying to get the. Yeah, he was trying to clear. Oh damn. Oh, they was tussling over the ball. Yeah. I don't think it wasn't intentional. Okay. All right then. I ain't too mad about that. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Okay, we got the girls. We got the guys. So I see what Shawn Michaels did, which was really smart, if I'm being fair. The only thing he missing is the finals of the. Aren't they having the finals for the Yeah, aren't they having that next week? So why is that one not? What they looking for? Flagrant? You can see if it was a flagrant or not. Mm-hmm. They do got it, but they got this. I hate the way it look. They got it in that upright phone thing. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why I saw everything else but didn't see that. Oh, and they also they definitely had New Year's Day performing live their song Vampire, which we didn't. Did they perform it when we saw it? Like, I didn't see that as a performance. I didn't see nothing. I was like, oh, okay. They did. I didn't see the performance. Maybe I watched it late. I didn't see it though. But anyways, I am good. Thank you for asking. Hello, Aaliyah. How are you? All right, y'all. So buckle up, Buttercup. We got a lot to discuss. Okay. Halloween Havoc Night 2 is next week. Okay. The finals for the girls is up. Okay. Kaylani Jordan is going up against Lola. I've been telling y'all, I tracked this tournament from the time they set it up, told us who was competing. I told y'all that these two bitches was going to end up in the finals, and I was motherfucking right. Okay. Now, here is the deal. I believe wholeheartedly that wait, who Porzingis got the foul?
No, so they
It's a tech on both.
they called the foul on Hartenstein because he was the aggressor. But I guess the initial call, something must have happened, and then somebody on Boston didn't like the initial call, so they gave whoever it was a tech.
Drive Boston shooting.
I know, but Brunson was shooting free throws before Porzingis did, and nobody was there when Brunson was shooting free throws. So somebody on Boston got a tech, and then Porzingis went down.
Porzingis hit him in the face. What was he supposed to? Was he not supposed to get hit with the foul?
Right. So the foul wasn't on Porzingis. It was actually on Hartenstein.
The foul should have been on Porzingis. How? He was not the aggressor. AJ, watch it.
I see what you talking about, babe, but I read the officials looked at the screen and said Hartenstein was the instigator.
How we looking at the same shit and get different results? Porzingis was the one flailing around. He's the one who made the contact.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
That's why I don't like watching this shit. I don't like it because you out here wilding. Like, that's clear. It's a textbook file, AJ. That's not like, it's not like it was some difference in the jostling. You could clearly see.
Oh,
so we getting hyped because we get to bust people in the mouth now? You hit me in my mouth, I'm punching you in your shit. Straight up. Like, you going down. Your big ass is going to lose a kneecap or something if you hit me in my motherfucking mouth. That's not happening on some legal shit. Like, you legally get to hit me in my mouth and you don't pay the consequences for it. And you get to have a potential 2 points after that. I'm taking your ass out. Every time. You going down. You going down, ho. Because ain't no goddamn way. No. It's basketball. It's not baseball.
baseball is too Friday.
I don't know anybody named Porzingis in baseball. Is that Drew Holiday on Boston with the long dreads?
Yes.
That's him.
Mm-hmm.
Why he can't? Okay, let me ask you a question. Then I go back to doing what I was doing. Why is that Ben Simmons? Who is that boy right there? The one with the I get him and Ben Simmons messed up.
That's base front.
What is his name? Jason Tatum is his name. Him and Ben Simmons I get mixed up because they both light skinned. Anyway.
I mean, they both the same height, so I mean, I get it.
No, but they look different. They do look different. I get them mixed up. But I'm asking you about Jason Tatum. Okay. Now, it's a weird question. Now, they wear them compression tights for a reason, right?
Yeah.
I'm asking you, like, when he ain't got the ball in his hand, there's nobody contesting him. He always pulling at his shorts.
I don't know why he did that.
Why? Because like homeboy right there with number 3, I think his name is. He do it, but it's when he getting ready to crouch down. He pull his pants up, and I was like, okay, cool. But homeboy Tatum, every time I turn, oh, but homeboy can hit him in the
I
face.
didn't say for a second that I found him 50.
I'm gonna forever be on your ass about that. I don't care, cause I be in his shit too, cause he out here wilding. The rest is cheating. Like if you want New York to win, tell the motherfuckers to play better basketball. I mean, they in Boston.
They're playing Boston, but they're in New York.
They're in New York. The rest of New York are cheating. I said it right the first time. Go to the ball. They got 14 seconds. What are they gonna do?
No, I'm talking about Boston. I'm wondering, you see fucking Tatum getting trapped. Nobody going to help him out.
Child, it is basketball. Anyways, hey KB. Hey, let me go back to this because Gerard always put the shit on TV and then I get distracted. And I don't I, I hate basketball for this very reason. Everybody got to be tall and lanky like Porzingis. He ain't got no weight on him. Not damn piece of weight. And you know what makes it really really messed up is that oftentimes when they look like that and they don't have no weight on them and they going up against somebody who's bigger body like oh boy on the Knicks, they always put the aggressor on the bigger guy. They never say nothing about this smaller dude. And he only smaller in weight. He ain't picked up a drop of weight. He has his ass just tall and big. Unnecessarily. Just big. Just tall and long in all of the wrong places.
Not all the wrong places.
Not where it's better. Not where it's gonna matter. Got long ass arms and long ass legs. He's standing up looking like a human daddy long legs. It's not okay. That poor baby got shamed into shaving his head.
You go ahead and let it go because that hairline was deceived.
But he ain't have to be shamed into doing that. That ain't right.
I don't think he got shamed into doing it, but I mean,
his skin is beautiful. I ain't never seen a black man's skin look like that on TV that close up.
I'm talking about Drew?
Yes. Except for yours. Your skin looks like that. But that's for another conversation. So Wembanyama is gonna be like Dave Porzingis, basically. No.
I mean, that's what they say.
Okay, y'all. Y'all tell me who y'all think gonna win between these two in this match. This match is happening next Tuesday. Is it Halloween? Next Tuesday, the 31st is Halloween or the 30th?
Yeah, 31st Halloween.
Oh, so it is on Halloween. Yeah. Okay. Y'all tell me who y'all think is gonna win this match between Lola and Kaylani. I'm gonna go with Lola. I think that she's gonna be the one to take it. Oh, they won't Doc to do no more coaching. They tired of his coaching.
No, when he got fired, nobody hired him.
Well, given his track record.
Hell, money he got off of ESPN. I wouldn't be coaching either. Fuck that.
Oh, he worked for ESPN.
Yeah, like I ain't got to do all that stress as a coach, and I'm still getting coaches' money from ESPN. Did you talk about the shit?
He get better than coaches' money, honey.
All right, bet.
I'm be honest, I don't really think Doc Rivers got a fair shake in a lot of the places that he actually coached at.
James Harden ran him up out of Philly. Talking about that bullshit. Talking about sometimes experts don't be experts. No, bitch, you buckled and did not play like you were supposed to in the playoffs.
He buckled no matter what team he played for. Well, how many teams he don't play for? It's 4 now. Oklahoma, Houston, Nets, 76ers.
Yeah.
Damn, Jared, I had that. Give me some. I'm old a pound on that. I got that. That was dumb. I mean, he'll never stay nowhere longer than 3 years.
Yeah.
And that's because people start to pay attention to his bullshit. Who is Pritchard? Where he come from?
I don't know.
Who this for? It's 10 seconds left in the game. Why do you need Porzingis out there?
Defense.
Jared, go to hell. What they gonna do in 10 seconds?
Because New York still has a timeout. So if they make this free throw, New York's gonna call a timeout, advance it up half court. You need Porzingis out there to grab the rebound because they have to shoot 3.
Okay. Aaliyah said she gonna go with Lola. B. Jeffers said I'm going with Lola, not by choice because I know. Okay. We gonna move it right along. So they still gonna put a lot of women's matches on today, Tuesday, which I can appreciate. All right. Tiffany Stratton and Fallon Henley are going at it. Tiffany has been going at Fallon because the last time the women's breakout tournament happened, Tiffany Stratton went up against Fallon and she won and advanced over Fallon. She's been holding that over Fallon's head about how she's more successful than her. She's better than her, and how Fallon is, even though she's been champion, she's still a loser. And Fallon ain't having it. Fallon is like, it don't matter what your position is now, in the past, in coming soon in the future. She said, as long as you work hard and have some good work ethic and keep pushing forward, you can pretty much do anything. And she's right. So Fallon showed up this past Tuesday at NXT Halloween Havoc dressed as Tiffany Stratton, and I gotta tell you, she hit that shit on the head. What is this?
That's San Antonio.
Oh my God. Is this a double header?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Anyways, so it's gonna be Tiffany was not appreciative of Fallon's impression of Tiffany Stratton, but if you ask me, she was dead on. Down to her tacky ass outfit. She was dead on. Oh! Oh, he got the ball back! Damn! All that fighting, fam.
Boston on 11-1 run in the last 3 minutes. Houston was up 6. Not Houston. New York was up 6 with like 3 minutes left.
New York let them come back.
Mm-hmm.
Well. Oh, well.
Porzingis had 30.
Oh, shit. I thought it spilled on me, but it was my scared the fuck out of me. It was my I can't even talk. For real, I'm shaking. It was my oil that and it was laying underneath, and then this bottle did like this, and it felt cold, so I'm just like, oh no, the bed. I got it all in the bed. It's all sticky. And not for the good reasons. So it's gonna be Fallon versus Tiffany Stratton at next week, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, Brandy. How are you? Everybody saying what's up, Brandy. Hello, young boy Jane. We're just talking about next week's Halloween Havoc, and then we're going to get into the pay-per-view. Okay. Oh, goodness. All right. So who y'all think is going to win between Fallon and Tiffany Stratton? Me, personally, I think Fallon should take this W. Tiffany needs a big slice of humble pie. I think she should go on quite the losing streak. And I think she should continue losing until she get her shit together. Character wise, of course. You hope Fallon wins? I agree. I like Fallon. I think Fallon is untapped potential. Where is homeboy?
Well,
That's a thick ass basketball player. What the fuck? Uh Irvin. Is that him?
Curry.
Is that him right there?
Mm-hmm. That's him.
Was I about to say, didn't he resign with them?
He did.
Ooh! He's like a sad old man.
Well, well, here in the league, he is technically a sad old man, at least NBA wise.
Baby, that gray hair is coming in serious. I want Fallon to win. Time to push her. By the way, this render of Tiffany, I have to agree, this is a very pretty picture of her. That money piece in the front looks nice on her. Now, this match was just announced yesterday. That's a good render of Chelsea, too. I'm sorry, y'all. But this motherfucking head, this helmet is getting on my nerves. The earpieces make my ears sweat. So I have to kind of finagle the mic. Any whoosies. So we saw backstage that Chelsea and Piper was at NXT, you know, popping up, showing, running their mouth. And, well, Tegan is injured again. So Natalya is partnerless. Of course. Tegan just has the worst luck. When she ain't being used and she just backstage, nothing is wrong with her. She's perfectly fine. They finally get her into some stride and get her moving. Boom. Mm-hmm. Ooh, it's his own player he ran into. Jesus. Well, you missed that shit. Anyway, Chelsea and Piper showed up at NXT, and of course, JC and her new minion Thea were not excited to see them. Let's put it that way. The girls exchanged words, and they set up this feud between the two girls. It is gonna be JC and Thea versus Chelsea and Piper. Now, they didn't say if this was for the tag team titles, as far as I know. I could be wrong, but I don't remember them saying it was for the titles. I don't remember that. But like I said, I could be wrong. Somebody correct me. Correct me if I'm wrong. He said it is. Better suck those cheeks in. Yes. Hi, Tirza. Now Thea's eyebrows look like bat wings. Thea has a very high brow. Um, Personally, I think her brows are overarched. I think she has I think she would look better with a straight brow, if I'm being fair, because she has very high brows. They are almost like the way the drag queens do their brows, and I wouldn't have her brows that high. I would bring them down. But if that's the way her hair is, I would stop getting them arched, let them grow out a little bit more, and then I would have them going straight back instead of going up like that, because it just makes her look like she's surprised all the time. They're just too high for me. Mhm. All right. Yeah, poor Tegan, child. Tegan can't get out the blocks to save her life. That poor baby. Oh, it is for the titles. Okay. I don't think they're going to win those titles, but they very well could. However, with them teasing Isla and Alba coming back, I mean, they could pop up on NXT next week since it's Halloween and, make it look like they curse has come to fruition. You feel what I'm saying? I don't know. WWE has been doing some strange things as of lately. You know what I'm saying? So now that the girls all of the girls matches are out the way. They've got 3 girls matches and 4 men's matches on the card next week. And we're going to start with the non-title bouts. Okay. So we're going to start with the tag team. Okay. Humberto and Angel are tagging, and they obviously are a tag team, and they're going up against the Creed brothers. Now, this is stemming from the last pay-per-view. Well, the last match that happened, it was a bada bing, bada boom battle royal. And in that battle royal, you had to throw one of the teammates over the top rope. And when you did, you eliminated the entire team. Once it got down to the last set of teams, there was a little bit of trickery involved for Angel and Humberto. You see, they cheated, and basically the refs didn't see them get kicked out due to a massive brawl that broke out amongst OTM, Gallus, and several other teams that were on the outside. So once Angel got eliminated, he somehow weaseled his way back in, and when the ref got involved, he threw out one half of the Creed brothers, and the refs saw them, so they ended up getting eliminated. And to get their lick back, the Creed brothers eliminated one of the Los Lotharios, as I like to call them, and that's how they ended up leaving. And Chase U were the ones who were able to challenge for the titles later on. So challenge and eventually win. So this led to a match between these 2 teams. And in the last week, well, this past Tuesday, Shotzi and Scarlett let them spin the wheel and make a deal. And in this particular match, it is going to be tables, ladders, and scares. I was trying so hard to figure out what they said it was when we was watching NXT yesterday. I was like, bitch, is it scabs? Is it scars? What is it? But it was tables, ladders, and scares. Okay, so the boys are going to be competing against Chase U. I would imagine at the next pay-per-view, which the next pay-per-view for WWE's NXT is Deadline. That is the next pay-per-view. It doesn't happen until December. So I don't know if they're going to have them compete sooner than that for those tag team titles. But me personally, I think that the Creed brothers need to be pulled up to even out that tag team division for the main roster. They really desperately need them. With all that being said, let's move on to a match that I think should probably go first. This is Robert Stone versus Brian Breaker. Now, Robert Stone was goaded into this match, essentially. He was standing there talking to Mackenzie about Von Wagner and his update on his injury. And Brian Breaker decided to antagonize Robert Stone. They got some good ass renders for some of these people. Look at Robert Stone's open face, honey. He is giving Model S behavior. He was like, bitch, I'm finna smize the fuck out this render. Hold on. I was like, yes. Yes, Robert. You better show him. Show him. Tell him. Tell him. Tell him. Tell him. Any whoosies. Oh, what rapper? Oh, not they both boring. Y'all, that rapper responded to my snap. What rapper? I don't have the deets. I need it. Hold on, Donnie. Hold on. Right? It's just good, y'all. It's real good. It's giving. I like it. Okay, anyways. See how it's chopping up on YouTube, Jared? Look.
Yeah, I know.
It's gotta be our internet. Let me fix this. Because that's live TV. It shouldn't be doing that. Let me restart the TV. What is it on? Oh, it's on the extender. I mean, okay. Anyways, y'all. Sir. Oh, well, I haven't seen Happy Gilmore in so long. But that one is Mr. Deeds. He beat the fuck out that dude for that lady. Any whoosies. Hola mis putas. He said, hola mis putas. I am not a puta. I refuse. I refuse to respond to that. Anyways, Robert Stone was goaded into this match by Braun Breaker, and he essentially is just like, I'm gonna beat the hell out of you. Oh, it was false alarm. Oh, fiddlesticks. I'm gonna beat the hell out of you, and I'm gonna enjoy doing it. And it was just, Braun Breaker. I spent a little time on Braun Breaker, a little bit, just a little tiny bit. Okay. Listen. I don't necessarily have an issue with Braun, but his version of being a heel is I will say that it is very cliche and it doesn't come across as genuine. So let me compare it to somebody who you can kind of understand what I mean. When it comes to guys like Triple H, guys like Randy Orton, people like The Rock, and even just guys of this generation of wrestlers, like you kind of fucked with Carmelo Hayes as a heel. He was arrogant, but he wasn't. It wasn't an overselling of his arrogance. It was backed by what he said. You feel what I'm saying? It wasn't like you had to believe that he's arrogant like this. It was easy to understand. Trick Williams' arrogance was easy to understand. Tiffany Stratton is another one. When Becky was heel, you kind of get my drift. Seth's heel work right now, Roman's heel work. Everybody's heel work has a selling point that you can actually buy into. When Roman says that he is now the greatest of all time, you can kind of buy into that because of what he's been able to do as champion with the bloodline, right? When you're looking at Braun Breaker, all I see is a meathead who comes from a long line of meatheads who was able to come in, be champ, and now he's mad and in his feelings because he's no longer champion and he got beat by a guy who's a quarter of his weight, smaller than him in height, and just athletically more gifted than he is. So he seems to be very pissed off about it. He keeps bringing it up. And then even when he loses like the way a child would lose. So, like, let's say a little kid would win a race. Most little kids who are upset about that are going to go in and smack the trophy out the winner's hand and shit because they're upset because they lost. That's how he operates. It doesn't make you a badass. What it makes you is it makes you look like a little bitch. It's the only way I can explain it. It's a major turnoff for me in terms of character arc because I like somebody who has some substance to them. Like if Cody was to ever turn heel, right? Which I would imagine wouldn't happen for some years, but if he was to ever turn heel, Cody's heel work would be easy to understand because he has so many avenues that he can go down being a heel. And he doesn't have to do the premise one where everybody wants him to be his dad or whatever. But he could, you know what I'm saying? He has many different ways that he could go about it, you know. Um, I don't know. I guess I just want something more from Brian than what he's offering. Like he's not really giving much, if that makes sense. You're not really getting much from him. He's very one noted. And so I just don't care for him. However, a lot of people seem to think Robert Stone is going to get beat up in this match. He's just going to be taken out. And I'll tell you what, I don't think Robert Stone is going to win the match. Um, I kind of wish they didn't show Von Wagner because we could kind of deduce that Von Wagner was going to come back and save him, you know? Now, if they have it so Von Wagner's recovery was that fucking fast after 1 week, they doing too much. You know what I'm saying? Now, in the grand scheme of things, Robert Stone could very well get beat down and accept that ass whooping, you know, and that could be the catalyst to Von Wagner coming back and taking out Braun Breaker, you know. But it is what it is. I'm not necessarily worried about watching this, nor do I care. This is a very much a filler match, which I think this it should happen at the beginning of the show. But it seems that Shawn Michaels is very good about setting the tone for a show. So this probably will happen middle of the show. This probably will not happen at the beginning because correct. Because they don't want to start the show off really with a sour taste in people's mouths. So you probably will get the women's tag team first or the men's tag team first, and that's going to set the tone for the show, and then they're going to proceed forward. Speaking of setting the tone, Dominic Mysterio is defending his North American Championship against Nathan Frazier. Now, Nathan Frazier has some choice words for Dominic Mysterio. He made it very clear that he has no love lost for Dominic or the Judgment Day, and he is not happy about the fact that a person like Dominic Mysterio is walking around with the North American Championship. And he feels as though that championship should be around the waist of somebody who actually gives a damn about NXT. And he knows that Dom only came to NXT because there was no other title for him to get. All the other titles were locked down on the main roster, and well, Dominic had to have a title. Everybody else got one, so he had to have one. And so they went to the least likely place, which was NXT. With all that being said, do I think Nathan Frazier could win this match? Absolutely. Do I think that he will? Don't know. I am not so sure. Honestly, Rhea Ripley is always lurking around every corner, always causing a havoc in these streets. So it is very possible that that bitch will cost Nathan Frazier his opportunity at this title, and it is very possible that Dominic will walk out with this championship again. Do I think that he should? No. I honestly think he should drop that title either now or at NXT Vengeance in February and be done with it. Because at this point, Dominic Mysterio holding that title does nothing for the North American Championship, but it does everything for Dominic Mysterio. Now, don't get me wrong, he has improved his skills drastically in the ring. But Dominic, just to me, I want that championship to be back on NXT regularly. I loved what Wesley was able to do with it. Every week we saw that title on TV when he had it. We saw it on TV every week when Carmelo had it. It was a workhorse championship, and I believe it should stay that way, be it heel or face. And that's what I think it should be. Moving on to the final title match of the night. This is gonna be Ilya Dragunov and Carmelo Hayes, part tres. It was uno, dos, tres. They've wrestled each other twice now. And the first time, Carmelo Hayes beat Ilya Dragunov. And the second time, Dragunov beat Carmelo Hayes. This third round will decide who is actually the better man. Is it Ilya, who's currently the champion and felt like he's proven himself time and time again? Or is it Carmelo, who is a former champion and has proven himself time and time again? Who knows? There is one lingering question, though, that everybody seems to believe Carmelo Hayes has something to do with, and that is who attacked Trick Williams? Do you believe that Carmelo Hayes attacked his best friend, one of his best friends, like a brother to him, confidant, a true man's, if you will? Do you believe that he attacked him to prove that he doesn't need him? It's a bit far fetched, in my opinion. It is unnecessary for Carmelo to attack Trick. Trick would have fought his way through that fatal five way, and through that fatal four way, and made his opportunity, or he would have lost fairly and moved on. It's unnecessary for Carmelo to attack him. However, if Carmelo Hayes is shedding everything that he was prior to having that championship, it would make perfect sense as to why he attacked Carmelo Hayes. He can't have his own man's eclipsing him. He already did that at the last pay per view. At No Mercy, Trick Williams was able to defeat Dominic Mysterio and become the North American champion. Whereas Carmelo Hayes is, you know, I guess you could say, story with Ilya Dragunov didn't end on the highest of notes. And we all saw, or if you didn't, you weren't paying attention, Carmelo wasn't exactly too happy that his friend had a championship and he didn't. But, c'est la vie, as they say. We'll have to wait and see how this plays out. But Nicole brought up a good point yesterday. She thinks that Wes Lee attacked Trick Williams, which, in all honesty, I could really believe and get behind. I also brought up the fact that maybe Trey Miguel and Zachary Wentz might be making their way back to WWE at some point. I don't know. It's interesting. If all three of them show up in the E, then it's going to be an interesting time. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Cody made heel work look smooth back then. It's gonna be even smoother now. He's just gonna be living his best life, and Brandy gonna be lurking around the corner. Just who the hell told you it was open night, bitch? She said, "I see your silly asses up here looking confused. So let me enlighten you." I said, "Girl, how you proper and ghetto at the same?" How you proper and ghetto at the same time, girl? Ooh, child. That promo will forever live rent free in my head. That shit is funny as hell. Anyways, very proud of Lyra Valkyria. She was able to become the NXT Women's Champion. It's interesting to see, but I'm concerned with how this is going to play out on Monday Night Raw. You see, like I said yesterday, Xia Li had been clamoring to go after Becky for that title, but Becky's going home titleless. And, well, she ain't got nothing to do, on maybe they might add Becky to that fatal five way and make it a 6 pack challenge. You know what I'm saying? You never know. You never know. Bring Myron too. Yeah, Myron Reed. Ooh, that'd be good. He won't be dashing Cody Rhodes. He'll be debonair Cody Rhodes. I am very curious as to how a heel Cody in this era would look like. I probably would be even more attracted to him as a heel, to be fair. I don't know why. I like Cody. I think he's very attractive. But that's just me. I'm a weird individual. And I'm okay with that. Anywhoosies. The matches have been set for Crown Jewel, ladies and gentlemen. Crown Jewel is next week. Hear me when I say this. Crown Jewel is next week at 1 p.m. in the afternoon. Do not look for this to be on at 8 o'clock. If you're waiting that late, you missed it. Okay? Crown Jewel, okay? Crown Jewel is coming on at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. 10 p.m. Pacific? 10 a.m. Pacific, right? All right. So you're on the East Coast. You're going to watch it at 1 or 12, depending on if you're Central Time or Eastern Time. And if you're on the West Coast, you'll be watching it at 10 a.m. Okay? Child, they trying to kill us, Jared. When was the last time the pay-per-view came on and it came on at like 6 o'clock in the morning?
I don't know what pay-per-view that was.
What was it? It was a pay-per-view that was supposed to come on. Oh, it's the one that's going to be in Australia. It's going to be on at like 8 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Elimination Chamber?
Yeah.
It's going to be on like 6.
Because of the time difference. It's going to be 8 o'clock over there. It's going to be 6 o'clock our time.
Right. Them numbers going to be down for Elimination Chamber. They are not going to be good for Elimination Chamber. Let me look at it. Yeah, it's yeah. Woof, child. Lordy Lord. Nah, you're not alone because I love Cody too. She's injured again. What happened? Tears, baby. You might want to hit the live button on your TV. On your app, so you can be current. Because I talked about Tegan way back. Ooh, you behind, honey. That little button, it should be red. There should be a link in the corner. It should be red, and it should say live next to it. That's how you know if you caught up or not. It was the Australian Super Show. I remember because it was the Iconics versus the Bellas or something like that, where they're going back to Australia for the Elimination Chamber. And this time, Elimination Chamber is going to be in Perth. It was announced months ago. And this is going to be, it's 6 a.m. This show is going to be on at 6 a.m. And I'm like, I'm probably going to be up because I don't go to bed no way. I'm an insomniac and I'm probably going to be awake though. What did mommy say? Can you go see what she said? It's going to be on at 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm an insomniac and I don't go to sleep no way. So more than likely, I will be watching this. And my husband will be asleep. And I'll be posting shit at 6 o'clock in the morning. Child. Oh, there it is. She got it. She got it. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right. What happened? You went in there with your drawers on? You ain't putting no shorts on? Well, open the window back there. Let some air in.
Now I gotta get icy water. Thanks a lot.
I didn't do. They would have called you whether they hate you wanted the ice water or not. You didn't have to come at me like that. You petty. All right, y'all. So let's get into the crown jewel matches, and then we'll get into this mess so I can do this live podcast. Oh shit! No, it's my food. I got a little bit left. You saving yours for lunch tomorrow? Chicken and mac and cheese. All right. Oh God, that raspberry is strong. Yeah, we're doing a live KTT episode this week, honey. It's about. I have to get it done. Jerry, you being really extra. Stop it. All right. So look, this is a good render of Cody. They gave him a nice little tan and stuff. His eyes are always pretty. This is nice. Damien looked nice too. I just want him to go get his teeth done. Anyway, so Damian Priest and Cody are mad at each other, okay? Cody pissed at Damian and them for stealing their titles back, and then Damian is just being Damian, thinking that he's invincible. All I want Triple H to do is to force Damian Priest to put his fucking briefcase on the line. Because Cody beating Damian does nothing for Cody in the long run. I would have straight up been like, what's in it for me, bitch? Like, wrestling you does nothing. Me wrestling you by yourself does nothing for you. It does nothing for me. All you get to say is you beat Cody Rhodes, big fucking boogity who. Like, bitch, put that fucking briefcase on the line, bro. If you are what you say you are, you supposed to be the badass of Judgment Day, the big boom enforcer. Then put your fucking briefcase on the line, unless you got to ask your mommy for permission. Unless you got to ask your little brother for permission over here. I mean, you'll still be tag team champion. So, I mean, that's all that matters, right? Is you being tag team champion. That briefcase shouldn't mean anything to you. At least that's how I would do it. But that's just me. He said, oh, period. Let's get into it. Period. He said, yeah, they said, let's show that Cubano. Okay. They went and got his hair all together and stuff. Made sure that blonde was good and silver. That good platinum blonde. Mm-hmm. Because sometimes Cody come out there and that blonde be real yellow. But it's good and platinum in this picture. It's nice. He look good. Got his eyebrows shaped up and carrying on. Okay, Cody, you better go on somewhere. Before you get in trouble out here in these streets, honey. Moving on to a match I also think ain't gonna be too big out here in these streets. Okay, you got Logan Paul going up against he said real yellow. Stop. Logan Paul is challenging Rey Mysterio for the United States Championship. Now, in my humble opinion, Rey Mysterio more than likely is not going to lose this championship against Logan Paul. Number one, because it just don't make sense for him to get it. However, there's a few scenarios as to how this could play out, but I think the obvious one is the way that it's going to be. Logan Paul is going to go up against Rey at Crown Jewel, and Ricochet is going to cost Logan Paul this title so that they can end up fighting more than likely at Survivor Series or wherever. Logan Paul is going to be around for the next couple of pay-per-views. He might be around for Elimination Chamber because it's going to be overseas, so it's going to be a really big pay-per-view. But child, I don't know. All right. It's very, 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 very possible that he could actually win that title, but I think it would be disingenuous of WWE to give him that title, and he's not going to be wrestling regularly or seen. However, Roman is able to be champion and do those very same things. So I can hate to say it, but it's very possible. I just think storyline wise, he's not going to win, and Ricochet is going to be the reason why. Because Ricochet need that lick back, honey. Battle of my two cultures, Puerto Rico versus Cuba. Yeah, she was talking about the previous the previous one. Agent of Chaos is here. LP gonna win. Ew. Why are you always like this, Kenny? You're always like this. It's gross. I hate it. Return to sender. Logan Paul looks like saggy balls, child. He irks my fucking soul. His promo skills are disgusting. They're not good. They're disgusting. They're disgusting. It was so cringy to watch him Monday. It was cringy to watch Friday. And I was just like, does nobody else notice that this man is terrible on the microphone? I mean, they just let him go out there and talk like that. No respect. I see why it is so fun to do your nails. It's so calming. Told you. I do it all the time and I love it. All right, so let's move into the rest of the title matches, shall we? Rhea Ripley has 4 challengers, and she has got just a bee in her bonnet. 4 bees to be exact. Zoe Stark, Shayna Baszler, Raquel Rodriguez, and bust down middle part Nia Jax. Okay. These 4 women are clearly at the top of the division and are not letting Rhea walk away calmly and quietly. Rhea is an agent of chaos, and she has been ever since she joined the Judgment Day. She has been quietly and slowly manipulating everybody into what she wants them to do. It works out in her favor. She's a female. Most men are too chivalrous to punch a female in the face. Personally, this is WWE, and in my opinion, kayfabe is strong enough for you to be able to do what you need to do without it being considered real. I don't understand why people are so adverse to women, but they have no problem with the women taking out the men and slapping men, and they're saying, "Oh, there's nothing wrong with that. We love that." But as long as the men don't do something to a woman, then it's a problem. It's an issue when a man is picking up, like when Corbin hit Becky. I think it was the end of days. A lot of people didn't like that shit. They was like, "Oh, this is so disrespectful. Why would he do this?" I'm like, he's a heel. Like, what did you think he was gonna do? He's a piece of shit, bro. Like,
this is TNA. Rhea ass would have went through a table months ago.
Okay, I can't wait for the day when Randy come back and just start whooping ass again. I need Randy Orton to take her out. I just need to see it on TV. Yeah, normally it's not that bad, but that was terrible. It was horrible. His promo skills are terrible. She said, "I told you he looks like a cock during sex." Not a cock. Not a cock. I'm glad you saw what I was. What I was, to be honest. Hey, Nicole. Ugh. She said he's awful. Nicole said, "Not a cock. I would dry up." Ew. This conversation is not what I need it to be right now. She said, "Will you marry me?" Said Rhea is retaining this title, ain't she? Yes, yes, she is, babe. I'm sorry. Seriously, please. Not bust down middle part. Bust down middle part, Naya, because that's all she know how to do is a bust down middle part. Child, I think she is retaining. I hate that fucking word. I can't. I lived for that. He ate that and she sold that. Child. Becky ate that shit out of that. Ate the shit out of that though. But I mean, they always get mad when they bring it up. And I was like, what? Oh shit. Let me make sure my internet connection. Oh no, I'm on the house one. Okay. Anyway, because my ass would have been like flag on the play. Period. That's period. I fucks with that though, for real. You know what? Naya would fuck up some back. You see what I'm saying? Like, if it's done right, Don, she would be cute with a nice bang, but she gotta have that bust down middle part with her big ass forehead. Her forehead is massive. She would look very good with some bangs. But anyways, but she ain't no diva. She ain't no diva. Ooh, Beyonce still, they still tearing that. I don't even know who that lady was that Beyonce pointed at. But I think it was an accident. I don't think she did it on purpose. And the internet had a field day with that shit. She got a black hairstylist, so she should be okay. But that girl ain't trying nothing new. She a creature of habit. Man. Now she did that on purpose. Stop. Not the bang. The bang. Oh. I started saying that at work, and it's so nice when people get it. I can't. She sees her thoughts before they happen. I wish they would stop showing this Exorcist movie. That shit is creeping me out. When I go to grab a cart that's wonky, I just be like, oh, she ain't no diva. Please stop. It wasn't like, oh, this bitch broke, but it was funny, right? Anyways, Rhea Ripley is probably gonna win, and more than likely, she's gonna do it in the slimiest way that she could think to do it. Um, I mean, after the chaos she caused Monday and just stood there, and nobody thought enough to get out of the ring to go beat her ass, it's obvious that she's gonna win. So I'm not too worried about it nor pressed. I just don't give a shit. All right. Now let me preface this by saying I love Drew McIntyre. I always have, always will. But here's the thing. He dead ass wrong for how he treating Sami Zayn and everybody else. Your personal relationship with the bloodline and Jay Uso more specifically is your business. I don't have no qualms with that. He's well within his right to be upset with Jay Uso. I I'm just at the point where I'm just like, okay, you know what? Fully understand that. Do you, babe? But here's the thing. When you start to reach like over 3 hours to get to your point, That's when you and I don't set horses too well. I'm gonna need for you to calm the fuck down and handle the business that you're getting paid to handle. Don't worry about what's going on with Jay Uso because that has nothing to do with you. You need to be more concerned with your opponent. Now you got one of the greatest superstars in WWE history and in wrestling, period. Okay, you are going up against one of the best in the world, and your concern is to go after Sami Zayn this past month. Well, Jay Uso, and tell him whatever happens to Sammy is your fault. Bitch, how? How does that correlate? Because 1 plus 1 equals 2, not 75, ho. So I don't understand. There's no roundabout way you can explain that or make it make sense, babe. So I'm just gonna tell you, mind your fucking business. Okay? I love you, but I'm woman enough to tell you the truth. Drew, mind your motherfucking business. Okay, you done got an opportunity to go after the World Heavyweight Championship. That should be your focus. Not worrying about what Jay Uso was doing. Not worrying about the titles that he lost, because I can guarantee you this. Let me break it down in layman's terms so you understand. The title that Jay Uso lost, he didn't lose it on his own merit. He didn't lose it because he got pinned. He lost it because his brother did what he was supposed to do via his cousin Roman Reigns. Okay, so let's keep calling a spade. Your motherfucking ass lost the WWE Championship. When you had it, you lost it. Okay, so let's not go to a place where it's obvious that you've been cost opportunities. We understand that. We're not negating that the bloodline have cost you opportunities. Clash of the Castle was the big opportunity that was you was cost, and I was on your side. But here's the thing: when you wallowing in self pity and you constantly living in that space, it becomes a part of your personality. It becomes a part of you, babe. And I'm gonna need for you to either let that shit go or find a new target to fixate on. If Jay Uso was the champion, then I could fully understand and I could be like, okay, you fucking with him mentally. But you got your own problems. Rhea Ripley has interfered in your match to ensure you win, causing discord between you and Seth, and you decide to take a beeline to Jay Uso in the midst of everything you got on, you got going on, you still focusing on Jay Uso. Why? For what? Because I can tell you this: when you had the opportunity to fixate on Roman's ass, you wasn't doing that. I'm gonna need for you to get it together. Seth Rollins is right. The more you continue to dwell on it and not take responsibility for your own shit, the more of a loser you're gonna become. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, babe, but it's the truth. Did you get cost the opportunity at the championship? Yes. Yes, you did. You have every right to be upset. But at this point, how come you don't have that same smoke and animosity for the big boss? You didn't do nothing to Roman every time he showed up on your motherfucking show. You wasn't out there kicking him out of the fucking ring. Where was you at? Roman had a whole segment on your motherfucking show. A whole segment, multiple times. After he beat you, he had segments on your show. He was taking your show hostage, sending them to your show. I didn't see your ass showing up, getting rid of them, kicking them out. Who was the ones taking up all the space on the show? It was Riddle going out there, Sammy, Kevin. They was all going out there. Where was you at? I'm just calling a spade a spade. Where was you at? What were you doing? I'm just saying. If I was Rhea, I use all the niggas. Not JD or Zoe. Oh, I would pay money to watch fucking Nia and Damian Priest fight. Money. Seth can win this one. I'm sorry. Who is the best in the world? Seth. Seth is one of the best in the world. Who did you think I was talking about? I literally said you in the ring with one of the best in the world. I was talking about Seth. What? What are you talking? What is happening? What did you think I said? I like Drew McIntyre, but I'm not fucking delusional. Ma'am, give me more credit than that. I 100% agree, but to be honest, I don't think he's gonna get a title when that happens. If I'm being fair, no, I was talking about Seth being the best in the world. Drew McIntyre is good, but he's not the best in the world. He ain't gonna be the best in the world. So I can't wait till he fully cracks. It looked like he already cracked, babe. He is already cracked. He hard boiled and cracked, if we being fair. Yeah, Drew need to go back to the way he came back. He getting there. He is getting there. He was in the back talking sweet nothings to that sword from Party City. Kitty, if you don't leave that man alone, leave him in sword alone. Which is fine. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But I don't think he's one of the best in the world. But I do think he's very good at what he does. Wholeheartedly. But if I'm giving you who I think is going to win this match, overwhelmingly Seth Rollins is going to beat Drew McIntyre. If not for Drew McIntyre to be pushed over the edge, then just for some humility, because Seth made a valid point. He was like, I don't need any help from anybody to beat you. He says, so when the chips finally fall and the dust finally settles and you get to see who is going to will out over who, it's going to be me. And then we'll see who you have to blame, because there'll be nobody in this world for you to blame but yourself. To which I can't blame him for that, you know? Moving on to the final match. You know they're going to close out the show with the big kahuna, okay? The top dog, if you will. All right, the final boss, Mafia, King, Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns will take on L.A. Knight. Yeah. Now, I'm going to be fair. He looked like Roman tired. Roman is tired. I can see it in his face. I can hear it in his voice when he's cutting promos and talking. He's exhausted. And I fully understand why he had like 2 months off. But at the same time, as great as things are going for WWE, they can only get better if they make some changes that will benefit the title and push forward. I think the smartest thing they did was bring in another championship so that they can have good championship defenses and good storylines with that championship on TV as well as on PLEs. Okay. But if we're talking about moving into the new era or moving into the new space for WWE, then Roman being where he is in this particular space, I think that it's more than high time for Roman to give up that championship. And I'm not even saying that from a storyline perspective or just because, oh, I don't want to see Roman as champ. No, because I've gotten used to that. What I'm talking about is along the lines of the bottom line for the E and more specifically for SmackDown. While I love Roman, and I'll always say that because I was a big proponent of Roman being where he is right now and being able to be that guy, because I always knew that he had it in him. Always. I saw it in him the very first time that I ever saw that man. I knew what he was capable of or what could be done. I didn't know to the magnitude of how he could do it, but I knew what he could do and what was possible with somebody like him. But he far exceeded my expectations of what he could be as a heel champion, more specifically, and just a champion overall. He's been dominant, overtly menacing, scary at times. He just is very good at what he does. And you can't take that away from him. By WWE standards, he is one of the greatest of all time by his own standards, of course, and judging by the length of time that he's been allowed to be champion, he just solidified himself in the history books as one of the longest reigning WWE champions of all time. He's what, second behind Hogan? So, I mean, right now would be the best time for somebody for him to beat Hulk Hogan's record. Um, he's the closest one to it, if I'm being fair. But I don't think that would be conducive to the bottom line for WWE. I don't think that it's something that's necessary in terms of booking and everything like that. Um, with Kevin being sent back to SmackDown as well, I feel something cooking with WWE. I don't know what, but I feel something cooking. And I'm not sure exactly what it is, but I don't know, something's in my bones. But when it comes to this particular match with LA Knight and Roman, I think LA Knight's going to have a good showing against Roman. Do I think he's going to beat him? No. No, I don't. I don't think Roman's going to drop that title until WrestleMania, but I've been wrong before when it comes to their booking, so you never freaking know, okay? You never know. It's not a hard one for the booking of this match because you kind of know where this is headed and where things are going. If they drop this title to LA Knight, I'll be fucking shocked. I'm serious. I will scream if they give this title to LA Knight. Scream my ass off. Okay. Not Party City. They need to let him rest. I 100% agree. He seems very exhausted. Personally, I think he should lose. I don't know. I feel like he won't though. It just seemed like, but you know what, Don? I see why you say that because he is not acting as if LA Knight is of any consequence to his title. He's acting like this is no threat to him. And because he's acting as if this is no threat to him, that would be the perfect time to lose the title. But I just don't think that he will. I don't think WWE is ready to pull the trigger like that. I just don't. He's gonna pull the Charlotte and one. He gonna be like, you know what? I'm just gonna drop this title. I don't care. I want to go because it'll be a hard disengagement. Hold on. Oh, okay. That's what Tears said. I cut that word off real quick, child. I feel like they may pull the trigger on LA. Not gonna lie. I feel they're gonna give us a swerve. I don't believe in that. I don't. Booker T had a point. They can't wait too late for LA Knight's candle to dim to give him a belt. If I'm being fair, if I'm being fair, LA Knight can get a title at some point. His light's not going to dim because he's going up against Roman. That's like saying because Seth lost against Roman that his light dimmed, and that did not happen. Seth ended up becoming champion in another way. LA Knight to me should have been put in US title contingency and been given that US championship. Do I think that, they made a hasty decision by putting him in title contingency this early? I won't say it's hasty, but I will say I was surprised that he was put up so fast to go up against Roman. And Roman's first night back, they were like, okay, let's do this. Let's just get the ball rolling. I don't think it's gonna be over. I think it's gonna mellow out for a bit, and then LA probably is gonna get another shot. But from the way I would do it is I would have LA win at Royal Rumble and then challenge Seth for the title. And I would have him beat Seth at WrestleMania if I'm being fair. I would have Cody go up against Roman for that WWE championship. And then I would make it, like I've said many times before, I would make it so that every enemy that Roman has made helps cost him this title. I think that would be a culmination of everything that he's done, a comeuppance. Like it visually, it just would work, especially if they knock out the ref. Like that's a trope that they use often when it comes to Roman. Knock out the ref. Kevin come out there, knock out Roman, hit him with his signature. Sammy hit him with his signature. You got Ray coming out there hitting him with his signature. You have everybody come out there and hit him with it. Then Cody comes back in the ring. Everybody leaves. They wake up. The ref wakes up. Cody gets back in the ring, hits him with a crossroads. Cody Cutter, then a crossroads, and then he gets the pin while the rest of the bloodline and everybody is being taken out. Okay. Everybody's gone, and it's just Roman, Cody, and the ref, and it finally ends, and that's the end of the story. I don't think that LA Knight should take the belt off of Roman right now. I think it would be very, very hasty to do that. So I'm gonna stick to my guns and say that the LA Knight's gonna lose. It's not gonna hurt LA Knight to lose it. He's gonna lose in a way where he's gonna be protected. Um, Especially since Roman pretty much cheats with Solo in just about every match. So it's not gonna kill him. Roman ain't losing that title. Cody will more than likely be the one. LA Knight may win the Rumble, but I don't see him being the one to dethrone Roman. I think he's going to win the Rumble too, but I don't think he's going to go after Roman. I think he's going to go after Seth because Seth will probably still be champion by then. LA definitely getting a title soon, but it won't be this one. Finish the story in my Cody voice, period. I think Michael might have caused a little bit of friction. Hey, how are ya? And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the crown of the jewel. The next set of pay-per-views before I switch over to Pop Culture Wednesday, what's left of Wednesday. Before I switch over to that, the next set of pay-per-views all as follows. Okay. We've got Survivor Series November 25th, Chicago, Illinois, at the Old State Arena. It's going to be a fun time. This is going to be a big show for WWE. All right. And it looks like they're going back to their original roots, which is brand versus brand. Nick Aldis is the current general manager of SmackDown, and good old Wide Hip Adam is the general manager of Monday Night Raw. And it seems that the two men are going to be very much at each other's throats to prove which brand is superior. Now, Nick Aldis has an uphill battle for himself to prove that his brand is better than Raw's. And Adam has a lot of proving to do as well, because not only does he has to prove to Nick Aldis that he's a superior GM, he also has to keep his superstars in line long enough for them to work together to be able to prove that point. With all that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I am very curious as to how they planned on shaping up Survivor Series. Leading into Crown Jewel, Survivor Series will be 21 days away from Crown Jewel. Sir, it's going to be an interesting time, ladies and gentlemen. Moving on to the Royal Rumble is January 27th on a Saturday in good old Tampa Bay, Florida. All right. Now we don't know how the Royal Rumble is going to shape up, but we are looking forward to it because we don't know who's going to win the Rumble. You could have Jay Uso win the Rumble, which would be very, very interesting. You could have LA Knight win the Rumble, as we just mentioned before. You could have somebody like Gunther win the Rumble, which would be an interesting time because I don't see him dropping that Intercontinental Championship. And Gunther doesn't have a title heading into title match heading into Crown Jewel, which is very interesting as well. But you got a lot of things that'll be contested. Both of the women's championships will more than likely be tested or contested at the Royal Rumble, as will more than likely both of the main championships. The Royal Rumble is one of the big four, and usually the men compete on both of the big four, so both men will probably be there, both champions. The United States Championship should be defended as well as the Intercontinental Championship. Now, I don't know about the tag team titles. It don't seem like they're going to be using them to be defended on the show at any point. I mean, they got Cody going up against Damian Priest, so we're stuck. Adam need a hip replacement, child. When that man Nick Aldis kicked him out of that office, them glasses came off real quick. I said, ooh, not you finna come back. Is you trying to come back to the ring, Adam? All right now. I think Adam is fine though. That is a very attractive white man. I think he's very cute. He has this really cute laugh. His mouth goes a particular way that I really like. But anyways, moving on. Like we mentioned earlier, Elimination Chamber is going to be in Perth, Australia on February 24th of 2024. This one is the one that's going to be on at like 6 o'clock in the morning, our time, 3 o'clock in the morning on the Pacific Coast and, well, the West Coast. Sorry, baby. I'm going to try it. You know what? To be fair, I'm an insomniac. I'm probably going to be awake. And it's a Saturday. I'm probably going to be awake. I'm being honest. I'm probably going to be awake. But yeah. Yeah, I get down with Adam. I think he's cute. I find him to be very attractive. Don't do me. Anyways. And the last pay-per-view of the wrestling year is WrestleMania 40. She's going to be in Philly, where the Johns are, as they call them. I have never in my life been so weirded out by a nickname for a woman. They call it's the lingo in Philly is so interesting to me. Their version of AAVE is crazy. And you know what's interesting about black people too? Like AAVE is regional. It is so vast. It's such a vast language and that even I have a hard time understanding some of the lingo for some people. It's crazy. Black people are some of the greatest people on the planet. We are extremely resilient. I won't be surprised that Adam Pierce gets his official t-shirt. I hope he do. I'll buy it because I love Adam. He be getting on my nerves because he be acting like a punk ass bitch sometimes. He be making me want to just slap the shit. I just be like, oh my God. I just be wanting to bust my head. Like, please, Adam, just do some goddamn work around here. Lord, I be yelling at the TV like Tammy like this. I'm like, do your motherfucking job. Okay? Stop letting these people punk you. Sirs and ma'ams, please. Oh my God. Adam is okay. Hi, Shrem. Hi, Shrem. All right. So now that we are done with wrestling, are you guys ready to be a part of my podcast? Because that's what's about to happen. You're going to be a part of my podcast. I'm going to read the comments. We're going to talk. We're going to vibe. And we're going to go topic by topic. Okay? Now, what I will do is if you want to join, he said we is not starting at too late. If you want to join the podcast, you definitely can. just know that you will be mentioned, or you at least will be heard on the show. Okay? Now, there's a link. Okay? Mom's calling you. At least it sounded like she was calling you. Ah. Now I want to be on the pod. I'm gonna be on the podcast. Please stop. Hira, please. All right. So let's dive into the topics. All right. I think she went downstairs. So let's talk about the first thing we're gonna talk about is Shannon Sharp and Plies. Okay. So Shannon Sharp was on old Chad Ochocinco's podcast, and they live in different parts of the countries. And when they got ready to do his podcast, they were having a conversation, and it came across. They were talking about a story that Uncle Sharp was talking about him going on a date with the woman. He basically said that he didn't have a lot of money, and he took this woman out to a restaurant, and he said to himself, okay, I want this woman to enjoy herself. So I'm going to be modest on what I order and let her order what she wants. Y'all hear what I said? I'm going to be modest on my order and let her order what she wants. He says he ordered something. He doesn't right off remember what he ordered, but it was a really modest order. It was like a salad or something. And then he says she was sitting there and she was taking a really long time to get to her order. And he was like, you need some help? Like, can you read it or what's going on? And she says, no, I'm just trying to figure out what I'm going to order with this lobster. So Uncle Sharp was like, lobster? Um, his immediate response so I'm having sex after this, right? And the woman was just like taken aback. And she kind of was just, she was like, no, and he was just like, oh, well, I would suggest you order something else. Needless to say, him and this woman did not reconnect again, and they did not meet up again. And a lot of people are saying that the more they listen to Shannon Sharp's podcast or listen to him on other podcasts, he is becoming more and more like a grandpa fuckboy than they thought. Prior to this, Brittany Renner was on his podcast, and girl, no. Tisha said, I thought this story was going somewhere else. No. To double down on that aspect, Brittany Renner was on his podcast. She is currently on the season of Love. Beyond Basketball Wives. God, I can't even talk today. She is currently on the season of Basketball Wives. And she told him that she had like 35 bodies. And he damn near fell out his chair. And I was just like,
Are you okay?
I was like,
I
what's
was
the
like, Uncle,
tea?
get up. Get
I'm
up.
like, what are you upset about? What are you mad about? I'm like, she gotta learn how to do what she need to do to please y'all from somewhere. What she's supposed to do. It's weird. That's a weird take to me. Is that men expect you to do fucking acrobatic tricks in the bedroom, but not have no experience to do said tricks in the bedroom? That's a weird trope to me. You can't tell me that you expect this woman to be well versed in those acts and then she can't have no bodies on. Well, how the fuck is she supposed to learn how to do it? What is wrong with y'all? So he just simulated himself falling out. And a lot of people is not really feeling Shannon Sharp, but I'll put it this way. He come from an era or a time where was a woman was a lady in the streets and a freak in the bed. You can make assumptions, but she would never tell. Whereas now women are more open and liberated and free with their sexuality, and they are not, too they're not too concerned with being disgraced, or as you can put it, not being, they're not too concerned with being a pick me bitch. So they don't care what people think about them. They live their lives according to what makes them happy, not necessarily how it makes them look. Do you understand? So to move into the Plies situation and to tie this all in into what I really want to talk about, Plies went on his social media and he posed a question. He prefaced it by saying he wanted to have a conversation, a discord with people, and he wasn't trying to be disrespectful. Now, to be fair to Plies, I'd rather him, you listen to what he said rather than for me to repeat it. So let me see if I can find his Instagram, and then I can pull it up and y'all can hear it for yourselves. So let me share the screen. Oh, not tears. It was counting her bodies. Girl, why? So hold on. I'm going to pull it up. That little man love him some Britney Spears, child. Let me tell you. Rico said, I would be so offended by that. Baby, not sex for lobster. The fuck? I don't understand it. My thing was with Uncle Sharp, and like I said, I'll tie the whole conversation in a minute when I put up Plies' video. But my whole thing with Uncle Sharp was this. Like, I'm like, Shannon, look, if you could not afford to go to a particular restaurant where a woman could order whatever they wanted and you knew the restaurant was highly expensive, why take her to that type of restaurant? Why don't you ask her and give her a set of levels like, hey, I want to go to Cheesecake Factory, or I want to go here, I want to go there. Where do you want to go? And if she want to go somewhere expensive, be like, okay, well, we're going to have to go Dutch because this is not something that I had money for. This is where I was taking us on our first date. I mean, just be open and honest. If she can't accept that you want to take her somewhere cool and cute, which I'll get to the Cheesecake Factory lady in a second, because I told y'all on my last podcast that I thought that shit was a skit, and I was right. That hoe confirmed it, because it was just something about her energy that was, it was off putting. Is the best way to put it. Just go to a restaurant that you can afford. Why are you out here trying to flex on these bitches and you ain't got the money to flex with? And then you mad at her for ordering off the rest. You told her she can get what she wanted. Ugh, just an old fart. I had to get something to drink. Apologies if that was in your ear. Sorry. I mean, I would just ask what his body count is. He is not going to tell you. And if I'm being fair, I feel like you could add 30 more bodies to Brittany's body count. Isn't she the one? Who was the girl that got that young boy on the NBA pregnant? That's her. She got pregnant by that young boy, and then she dropped him.
Who?
Brittany Renner. It was her, right?
I don't think so. Hold on.
She got pregnant by that young boy. I mean, he was young. Wasn't he like
Oh, by a
19,
young
18?
boy.
She got pregnant.
Why they not showing her kid? Who's being it? It's PJ. Wait, yeah, PJ Washington.
Don said it was PJ.
A basketball player. She's
Hmm.
31 and he is 25. Yeah, you're right.
He was very young when they got together. That baby should be about a year or two old. Probably 3. Because that was pandemic time when all this shit about her came out. He was 19.
Oh,
I
he's six
remember that
seven.
shit.
He's 6'7" now.
I remember that shit because he was 18. He had just got drafted, if I recall. And they was talking about it, but she hadn't got pregnant yet. And when she had her baby, she broke up with him.
But he's 6'7" though.
Let
Just
me see.
saying. I'm just saying.
What you saying?
He's 6'7".
What did I have to do with it?
I'm just saying. He's 6'7".
So
That's all I'm saying.
stop, please.
Turn this off.
Okay, hold on.
Mm-mm.
Excuse me. Yeah, they started dating in 2020. And then right after she got a year later, they broke up. Anyway, let's get to the point of the conversation because she is irrelevant, if I'm being fair. She just said she was counting her bodies in her head. For what? For what? For what, ma'am? Child, I'm already almost at 20. That's your business. Oh, that's him. He's
The
weirdly
answer,
obsessed with Britney Spears.
the answer is 4.
Or just go somewhere else. I agree. You could have picked somewhere else. Anyway, me personally, even though I have been to fine dining on a cruise, I don't care for expensive food or fancy places. Like, just take me to a pizza or taco place and I'm good. I don't mind an experience, but I only want to go if it's affordable. If you can't afford it, there's no guarantees that you get anything at the end of the night on a date. So your expectations shouldn't be based on what I order when we go out. You should do what you can do, what your pockets can allow. You know what I'm saying? If you can't afford nothing expensive, then get creative on a date, you know? Cook something, shit. Do something nice. Stop being stupid. She said, I've never counted. I'm barely in the double digits. If you was in the double digits, it don't matter to me. Do you, babe?
I'm just mad, like, mother people. People will act like they don't know what to do for women. I'm like, it's everywhere. In the movies, in the books, in the songs. It's not that hard. The answer is everywhere, but y'all just refuse to look at it.
On try dad's phone and try my phone and it won't read. Read it for what? To deposit it. It's crystals. Hold on, y'all. Hold on.
Still don't know my words, still stressing perfection. Let you all in my mental, got me looking too desperate. Damn, you ain't deserve. time. If I say I hate you, I mean it. If I say I love you, I mean it. If I say I hate you, I mean it. If I say I love you, I mean it.
If I ever heard one, and I'm still here outside, front line, south side. I've been losing friends and finding peace. Honestly, that sound like a fair trade to me. Rolling 80 wheels into the city. Riding on you. Gotta roll OT, gotta give her release. Spread your legs down, down, I'm going out to eat. Hit the raw sounds when the rock up in your sweet. I'ma roll on the forever, let her roll on me. Split this one down the middle, wake up in harmony.
A claps. Don't close your eyes to get away. Just take my line and I'll arrange it. Beautiful, girl, you're stainless. You'll be fine, I'll be painless, yeah. All I'm drinking is champagne. All you want is the same thing.
Okay, sorry about that. Had some family stuff to take care of. Now, let's hear what Plies had to say, and then we're going to get into it.
I say what I'm finna say. This ain't no personal attack on no women or none of that. I'm asking it from a male perspective because I can process the information better from my side. It could be the same way with women and men. So if it is, then I want y'all to enlighten me on that. But this is the question that I always had for the thought process of some women, not all. A man could be taking care of you, providing for you, giving you the lifestyle you dreamed of, from where you stay to the car you riding in, to money in your pocket, the bags, the trips, to the whole nine. And that woman still would tell that man what she is and ain't. Go motherfucking do. He can be getting everything. And that motherfucker still would decide to tell that man what she is and what she ain't gonna motherfucking do. But this the side that I don't understand. But you can go get you a motherfucking job, a telemarketer, or wherever you go work at, and make you $400-500 a week. You know, I ain't knocking nobody, telemarketer, $400-500 a week. But the point I'm trying to make is, you'll go get you a job, and the motherfucking people will tell you everything. What the motherfucking do, what time to be to work, what time to leave, what time to go on motherfucking lunch, where to sit, what you can and can't motherfucking wear. The whole motherfucking line. You'll go do exactly what that motherfucker over there tell you to do for a couple motherfucking $100 a week. But a man can be giving you everything your motherfucking heart desires, and you still would tell that motherfucking man what you is and ain't gonna motherfucking do. And for the life of me, that's just some shit. I just can't wrap my motherfucking peanut brain around it. So I'm asking y'all, why the fuck do some people think that's how it motherfucking go? Hey, listen.
Okay. So let's make a few things clear. Okay. When you're in a relationship with somebody, and this goes for the Shannon Sharps and the Plizes of the world, and I'm not being disrespectful either, but I want you to be very clear about the type of relationship you're requesting when you are having these type of conversations. What you're prefacing is having a woman be completely compliant in a relationship with a man, and she has to listen to what he has to say in terms of how he's leading the family. And you will get upset, or you feel as though a woman should not contest a man because he is financially providing. And the way he described it was in a financial way. That is a transactional relationship. That is, I give you a certain amount of a lifestyle and you provide me with what I want in return. That is not a relationship. In a relationship, there's a certain dynamic that you will establish, and everybody's dynamic is different. Everybody's relationship is different. Let's take me and AJ, for example. In our relationship, Gerard is the breadwinner and I stay at home. But I bring in money in different ways. I have my other businesses that I run, but he is the main breadwinner. In other relationships, the woman might be the breadwinner in that relationship, and the husband might stay at home when it comes to the children. That does not mean, however, that because she is the breadwinner, that she is the one who makes all the decisions and everything has to go through her. That may be the way that it is for that relationship because it may work out better in that way. Let's say the husband is bad with money, so the wife is the one who controls the money. Let's say he's better at maintaining the finances, but she had the better job. So she'll go out and make the money, but he's the one who facilitates the finances. He's the one who makes sure the bills get paid. They make sure they have food in the house. He's the one who takes care of the kids. And he's the one who tells her, okay, this is how much money is left after we paid our bills. This is where we are. This is what we can and can't do. The dynamics of every relationship is different. For you to say that because he does everything in terms of a financial or providing a particular lifestyle to a woman, and she is saying what she ain't gonna do, it reads as very misogynistic. The problem is you want to have agency over a woman and you're trying to figure out another way to say it. The reality is you shouldn't have agency over her no matter how much money you make. The same rules apply to women as well. I don't understand the ideal that if I make more money than you, then I somehow run the household. No, that's not how it is. The way I see it, you do where your strengths lie the most. If you're better at the finances, volunteer to be the one to handle the finances. If you are more domestic than your partner, then you should be the one who does the cooking and the cleaning and keeping the house together. This is all about how you establish the dynamic of your relationship. Everybody who looks at this shit is very linear, and y'all need to get out of that mindset. Whatever works for you may not work for Sally, Dick, and Harry, and Kim, and all of them down the street. And that's not something you need to be concerned with. The only thing that you have to understand is your partner and respect them. There should be no telling you what you should and shouldn't do. There should be communication between the two of you so you can figure out how you can work and talk to each other. Because you should always speak to your partner like you love them. Even in anger, you should still talk to them like you love them. And that's going to be difficult. That's going to be hard because you're going to always have to remember in your core that this is somebody I love. I don't want to hurt them. Even when you are angry and upset and in your feelings, there's a certain level of respect that you should always have, that you should go no lower than that. This type of conversation is disrespectful. It's disrespectful because it implies that you somehow are superior to this woman because she doesn't make any money and he provides her with a lifestyle. So, if we're going to go that route, then your relationship with this woman should be purely transactional. You should have a transactional relationship, which is what most sugar daddies have, and they're okay with that. If that's what you want to be, then you need to pay the price to get what you want. But if you want to be in a real relationship with somebody and you want it to be balanced, number one, you need to pick somebody who's on your level. And number two, you need to make sure that you guys communicate effectively so that you can understand how to talk to them while also communicating what you need to your partner so that they understand you and it's not coming across as you telling them what to do, because that's where you make your biggest mistakes. And women nowadays are not like they were in the 1950s. We are not our grandmothers and great grandmothers. We're not going to put up with a bunch of shit just to keep a man. They would rather be by themselves in a corner with a whole bunch of cats running around with their girlfriends going on vacation in Maldives than to be smelling your stinking ass balls and your nasty ass from you not washing it every day. Okay? And if you're saying shit, because there was a pastor that was on TikTok. Pastor on TikTok told everybody that because there was a white woman on TikTok talking about how she was being bullied because she didn't want to be married and she was glad to not be married and just woke up and didn't have no responsibilities, no expectations, and she just loved it. You know what I'm saying? She was just like, I don't have none of this stuff to worry about, and I'm happy and fine with that. I can go on vacation whenever I want. I can sleep with whoever I want. I don't have to be tied down to a man. I'm not tied down to a bunch of kids. I'm free. I'm living my life how I want to, and I can't see myself giving that freedom up. Oh, the men was in the comments upset, honey. They was fit to be tired. They was like, how dare you? And you're going to be alone. What you fail to realize is threatening me to be alone is not a danger to my psyche, nor is it a danger to my health. I'm not afraid to be alone. The problem is you are. Most women are not afraid to be alone. In fact, they would prefer it. They would prefer to be single and to not have to deal with your bullshit. Y'all have got to get it together. At this point, you offering a woman a lifestyle to where she has to be submissive to the point where she has to give up her voice, she has to give up who she is as a woman and just be your Stepford wife. That is not going to fly for most women. And a lot of you black men that are pushing this bullshit on y'all red pill podcasts and talking that bullshit, a lot of y'all are going to end up alone because even white women are not for that bullshit. Y'all going to end up alone. And at some point, you're going to end up with a bitch that you really don't want to be with. She going to end up having your baby, and you're going to have to deal with her for the rest of your life. Since y'all like threatening us with loneliness, I'm going to threaten you with a crazy baby mama. Because that's what's happening. That's where you're headed. You're going to end up with a bitter ass baby mama. And a child you really don't want. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. You got to grow up, people. Sometimes you can learn new tricks, and it's okay to be open-minded and understand the new world that we live in. It is perfectly okay to do that. There's nothing wrong with that. At the end of the day, it is all about how well you communicate with your partner. And Tears said it best. She said, true, every relationship is different. She said, Malcolm pays all the big bills and I pay the small ones on top of my own personal expenses. That's what works for them. That dynamic holds up for them. It works. And they are able to maintain themselves and their livelihood that way. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. No, it wasn't Chelsea Handler. It was a girl on TikTok that was talking about being by herself. Thank you, because I've been saying this about this Red Pill podcast, making me as a woman feel like I'm wrong when it comes to relationships, even though I've been single since forever. No, see, here's the thing. You got to recognize gaslighting and master manipulation when it comes your way. And Kayla, I understand for you, things might be a little difficult to process due to you having Asperger's disease. But I will say this, for the most part, You're very smart. You understand when somebody's telling you something and it's some bullshit. 90% of the time, what you're hearing on those red pill podcasts is bullshit. It is a scared little boy upset at the world because no one wants to hear them, and a bunch of incels having a conversation about women that they've never seen or touched, and mad because those particular women are out of reach. Most of the men who run these types of podcasts, they either were turned down when they were teenagers by a really pretty girl and they've never gotten over it. They are incels and have been pretty much fapping it to themselves for the last 10 years and have never seen nor touched a real woman in their lives. And just the thought of it scares them to death. Or they are mama's boys and they expect the same type of doting and over grandiosity that their mothers did for them, or they expect what their mothers didn't do for them to get from these women that they claim they have dated or want to be with. And then you have the occasional red pill podcaster who has had relationships in the past. They're fairly intelligent, but they don't view women as a commodity or as a welcomed addition to their life. They look at them as a object. They're something to collect. They are a toy to just have and then throw away when they're done. A lot of men view women that way, and that's just the way that they are. Most women don't view men in that way. We initially, right out the gate, view a man as a partner. We view them as somebody that we want to be around, that we enjoy being with, that we like talking to. We want to see their face when we put on clothes and makeup and when we do our hair. It excites us to be able to excite them. Some men don't look at us like that. They look at us as something to parade around. We're pawns, we're toys. We are a trophy. You get dressed, you dress up your trophy, you dress up your doll, put them on TV, or you walk them around, display, look at my doll, she's beautiful. Then you take her home and you just put her back on the shelf. Those are the kind of guys that run those podcasts. And they're weirdos. And now that they're not getting anything, all they get is the admiration of men. And then you have that one female trope, that pick me bitch, that is constantly trying very hard to be seen and be noticed. Oh, I'm not like that. And don't worry, because I used to be her. I used to be her. I used to be her. I used to be the girl that was sitting up. Oh my God. Like, I'm not like that. I'm just one of the guys. I really enjoy being around you guys and just talking and stuff. Like, that's how I used to be. Until I came across a dude before I met AJ, that wasn't too nice to me. I'll say he was abusive. Um, Mentally and almost physically, but more mentally. Um, or somebody's calling you and wishing death on you, threatening to hurt you, hurt your family, um, and then they call you back the next minute, and they're like, "Oh, I was just upset. I love you." It's it's a vicious, vicious, vicious cycle that but fortunately for me, I was able to see and break before it got worse. That was the one day that I decided that I was never going to allow a man to disrespect me like that, um, or intentionally harm me, or even get to that point. Luckily for me, I was given the tools by my parents, my grandmother, to help me see the signs before it got worse. My sister was in a similar situation with a guy, but hers actually did get physical. My mother and father taught her the same thing, but she has a different mindset than I do. And I won't call my sister a pick me. I don't think she was a pick me, but I do think that she was a little insecure within herself. And so she was willing to accept some things that most women would never tolerate. And then she also was very young when these things were happening. So they're just things that you have to look out for. And Plies is in his 50s. So when you're looking at somebody like this, just because you old don't mean you can't be a fool. And he's a fool for believing that. And to round this conversation out so we can move on to the next topic, what's really killing me about the situation with Plies is that the fact that he would compare a relationship to a regular 9 to 5 job. And I think one of the girls on the post put it best, and I couldn't have said it better.
Hey, listen, and
Let me turn this off. She said on here, my question is, does the financial provisions come with respect and human decency, emotional intimacy, honesty, integrity, and other attributes that can't be bought? Will my heart be protected? Will I be covered in any other aspects besides finances? If the answer is no, I can see why a sister would rather work and earn her money so that she can keep some self esteem and dignity about herself. The boss can be sued for not fulfilling the expectations of the job. She still has some rights there. But in relationships where none of those other things are provided, rights don't exist. Money ain't a great enough benefit. And I couldn't have said it better myself that she is absolutely right. The idea of comparing a relationship to a job is baffling to me. The fact that there are rules in place in a job that protects an employee from being overworked, it protects them from being harassed sexually, physically, and mentally, and it also allows that employee to thrive and improve in said job where you can get a promotion, make more money, live a better lifestyle. Whereas in this relationship, since we're comparing the two, my lifestyle is contingent on how you provide for it. Therefore, there's no incentive to improve. There's no incentive to do better. There are no rules in place that if you cheat on me, I will be provided or compensated for. There's no rules in place that if I get pregnant and you don't want the child, that you won't walk away. There's no protection for me in this relationship like there is some rules and protection in this job. And the mere fact that you are comparing this monetary transactional relationship, because in that monetary transactional relationship, there is no emotions involved in that. I don't have to love my boss to work for him, but I do have to love you to be with you and live with you, or at least I should, to reap said benefits. I don't have to provide my boss with emotional support and intimacy. All I have to do is come in and do the job that I'm being paid to do. So basically, what you're saying is all I have to do is do the job that you're compensating me to do in this relationship. Fine. Then what you're going to get is a glorified escort. You're going to get some ass once or twice a week. I will come home. I might cook once or twice a week. I'm only going to do what you provide the lifestyle for me to do. And you're not going to get anything else, which is going to cause you to go out and seek something else. You're going to want to have emotional intimacy. You're going to have to want to have a relationship with somebody that's on a deeper level, because even though some men say that that's not what they want, they just want the cheeks and they want to go home, the reality is that's not true, because you would not be sitting up with your side piece pillow talking with her, telling her all your feelings, despite the fact that you may not want to be with her. You always end up establishing an emotional connection with someone. And that's just because it's human nature. But what do I know? I'm just a lonely podcaster. That's all. I feel like not everyone is meant to be married or in a relationship, and that's perfectly normal. And I don't know why people can't see that, because it's outside of what they deem to be normal. So if people are incessantly single, they think something's wrong with them, or that they've done something wrong for them to be single. You know what I'm saying? That's why, because it's not normal for them and they can't see it for themselves. So they're like, well, how, why would you want to be single? Who wants to be by themselves? Who wants to be lonely? You know, that doesn't, it doesn't equate for them. But on one hand, it's a choice for me. But on the other hand, it's like I want to have a relationship, but I'm scared to be in one. I think that's a fair fear, if you're being honest. Being single is actually so refreshing. Excuse me. So refreshing for you physically and mental, for your mental health. If you're taking care of yourself, sure. Otherwise, it could be very depressing for some people. But I understand what you mean, Kyra. But at least I didn't turn into a psychopath by and often people because I was bullied and rejected as a child. Because some of the incidents pissed me off because instead of being violent, take that bullying and reject it and make something good out of it, which is something I'm planning to do with my upcoming food blog. Well, period, Kayla. Do your thing. Do your thing. My ex was like that. I felt like a trophy more so than a partner. And that is not good. That is not good at all. Thank you. Thank you, Kayla. Thank you, Aaliyah.
Drake would love me.
It's a K Michelle song, by the way. It
The
is.
girls that get it.
And I'm definitely not a pick me because I can think and speak for myself, but don't bring people down like a lot of people do for brownie points. You'd be surprised.
Okay.
Thank you. Yeah, I've been disrespected in a relationship recently. It has taken a big toll on me. And I feel like there was no one there to help me and I couldn't leave the relationship.
I'm
I
glad you put that cracker in his place.
Yeah, I vaguely remember this conversation and I told you to leave his ass alone a long time ago. It's something about the way he was operating, it just didn't seem right. Here, Kayla, get that money. Relationships are a risk. There are no guarantees, but it's up to you to decide and have faith if it's a risk that you're willing to take. Period. Tears are coming in with the gospel, and we appreciate it. All right, let us move on because Brian McKnight has lost his ever loving mind. Oh, Lord. Brian McKnight is a whole weirdo. I'm convinced that that man is special needs and ain't nobody checked him out yet. So apparently he has decided to change his last name to his wife's last name. Now, somebody tell me, did he change his son's last name too? Because he got the little baby's name was Brian McKnight Jr., even though there was already a Brian McKnight Jr. It's his first son is named Brian McKnight Jr. So can somebody tell me if he changed his newborn son to her last name too? Because I couldn't find it. And I was looking because I needed clarity, honey. I needed to understand. Hold on. Oh, okay. He legally changed his name to Brian Kanoa Makoa McKnight Jr. McKnight Sr. Wait. Y'all gotta see it the way I'm seeing it. So if you are on my live, I'm on live, y'all, and I am looking at it on People Magazine website because I needed some clarity because I couldn't find it before, and I was like, "What is happening?" Let me take us off here so y'all can read this. He legally changed his name to his son's name, and he posted it on his Instagram. And it says, "To the world with the release of my new album, lovingly created for him, Junior, because I am so proud to officially announce that I have legally changed my name to exactly match my legacies. I hope your son can't sing." That's fucked up, but I do. I hope he can't sing. What the? But what is happening? What is this? What is going on? Believe it or not, what? I'm beast petrified when Malcolm and I reconnected in 2018. What's it? What them? Am I reading that wrong? And when I create a cookbook, all of you will get a copy. Period. Oh Lord, they still putting shit out about them. Anyways, yeah, I got bitch cut stupid. Although threatened. Oh no. Also threatened. See, hell no. You should have whooped his ass. Let us know you don't want to be black without telling us you don't want to be black. He's a disgrace, and so is his wife. It ain't that baby fault. It's his father. He ain't shit, and he ain't gonna never be shit. Well, usually the sins of the father, baby.
Child.
The sins of the father. I mean, I was petrified. Oh, you was petrified when you. Okay, I see what you meant. Myself, I bet. I'm like, what that bees mean? What that? Damn, see if you ain't had to do that. I don't think. Look,
I'm just saying.
look. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest. I'm finna be like Issa Rae up and through here. Fuck them kids. They all shot that kid in the damn basket. I'm gonna find that meme. It's all over the internet. I gotta find it. Anyways, look, his wife, she ain't shit because she keep encouraging it, and he ain't shit because he is doing it intentionally to harm his and continue to hurt his children. Them kids not lying on him. Them kids not lying on him. His ex-wife is not lying on him. He is the problem. Now, they might have been trying to extort him or get money from him. That probably is true in some capacity. I won't say it's not, but what I will say too is he is completely trying to absolve himself of any bad behavior, and I just don't believe him. I don't believe the bullshit that he's selling is lies. There's just no way that what he's saying is the truth. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. You're trying to convince me that these kids are the problem and you was out here cheating on your wife. You had a whole child on her with another woman. There's at least two of your kids that was born in your marriage and towards the end of it. And you trying to convince me that they was the problem? No. I knew something was up when he made that one song and he was talking about eating coochie. And I was like, ew, Brian McKnight, first of all, nigga, what? And was serious. And I'm like, what is going on? And then you pop up married a few years later. I'm like, she must have heard that song. It was like, I'm gonna go get me some of Brian McKnight, which ill, bitch. You're gross. Oh my God. That's disgusting. That's why I need to be in the bed. What? Yeah, I'm not gonna argue with you today. You're supposed to be asleep. Don't you look at me like that. You're supposed to be asleep. There is a grown man child in my house. Lord have mercy. Hold on. He lucky I didn't, but I decided to choose peace. Yeah, you a good one because I'd have whooped his ass.
Pop. That's what.
He threatened me. I got the text message to prove he threatened me. I'd be whooping his ass. She said maybe the ex-wife was trying to extort money from him, but not his kids. I believe the kids also. His ex-wife was never trying to extort money from him. That woman got on social media because he was talking about the kids was the one who was extorting him. And I was like, okay, I need to understand what was going on. So I went and did some digging and I found out when his sons were born and he got three sons and one daughter, I think. Because I did it on the podcast some weeks ago. But I think he got three sons and one daughter. That daughter, oh, she told all the shit.
Got two sons and one daughter.
That's what I thought. Okay. I added one. He don't have one. He has one with his new wife. And I think that's what I put together. But the daughter was born later. His oldest son, Brian McKnight Jr. No, he has another son. He has another son. Is the one that's not being shown on TV or rather on his social media. This one is in between that daughter and
It says the junior is a singer. Then it's another one, Nico. They don't show him at all. But he young looking. Ooh. Let me go back up. And then you have Brianna McKnight. Seems to be an athlete of some sort.
she is an athlete. She's pretty good actually. She was trying to be
Law
around her father, but he didn't want
did.
her to do with her. Um,
And then this new girl. How old is this broad?
okay, so Julie McKnight had she got two kids with him. He has another son. I found him because I remember looking it up and they have it up on the internet. He has another son that doesn't come around as much as the other ones do. Or that were around. So he has his son Nico and his oldest son Brian McKnight Jr. And then he has his daughter, but he had another son in between Nico and his daughter. He has three sons and one daughter because he's got five kids. He's got three sons, but they don't talk about that. The third one, they don't talk about him. And I remember because I was looking it up and I'm like, he got to have more. And I remember looking it up because I was like, all of his sons. I'm like, they said he cheated on his wife at a particular time. Ew, his oldest son look like he older than him. What the fuck? Goodness. Nico McKnight. Yeah, it's Nico, Brianna. Brianna is his daughter.
Just say children, 5.
This is his eldest daughter, Brianna. Now, this girl, Julie, this ain't his daughter. This is his stepdaughter. And then he's got Jack McPhee. They count him for whatever reason. Them children was already burned. So they don't count. They don't count. No, this ain't right. That's not right. Either way, he changed his name to match his son because he said that's his legacy. I said, okay. Okay, babe. I only like two songs of his, Back at One and that song he got with Mace. I didn't even know he had a song with Mace. Always regarded my Brian McKnight to be a white man in a black man's body, and I was right. So I like Back at One. That's a cute song, but he get on my nerves. Right, like it's a school night, Hiram. Shut up, Rico. He said, you're gonna have to pay me a good couple of stacks to even think about fucking Brian McKnight. Well, at this point, it would be like having sex with your father. So I would imagine that wouldn't be something that you would want to do either way.
Mm, that's nasty.
I'm just saying. Old enough to be your daddy, baby. So I would imagine he wouldn't be somebody you would want to regularly have relations with. All that being said, love, Brian McKnight, whatever you're doing, I hope the
You
Lord
know,
sees it.
his granddaddy.
Yeah, I hope the Lord sees it, and everything you touch and everything you do go to hell. Anyway, the
Except
White
for
House,
that baby.
period. The White Howard, baby, you need to come to the front, honey. Okay. Now, you know what I thought of today? You know what he reminds me of? A really skinny version of that gorilla dude that be going around to the restaurants and eating and dancing all the time.
I
That's
see it.
that's what I think of every time I see him now. And that's a damn shame because you know what? Dwight Howard was a damn good basketball player back in his heyday. You feel what I'm saying? But here's the thing. A lot of people are focusing on this situation with Dwight Howard in the wrong way. So let me tell y'all what's going on with Dwight Howard. So Dwight Howard has been accused of sexual assault, okay? And it's sexual assault on a man and not a woman. This seems to be a big issue with a lot of people. But it's not the sexual assault that people are concerned with. It is the fact that Dwight Howard could be bi, pan, or, just sexual, period, because he claims by his own words and the text messages that's provided in this case that he is not gay, he just real nasty. And I'm like, baby, if you're having sex with men, then you must be attracted to men in some capacity, which would in turn make you bisexual, or you would be gay, or you would be pan, you know? But that's your business. That's not what people are concerned about. But y'all are allowing his people to sensationalize his sexuality, which is making you forget the point that he is being accused of sexual deviancy against this man. Okay. Now, let me tell you what this says via ESPN. According to ESPN, NBA former NBA star, because Dwight Howard is not in the NBA anymore, correct? Oh, he trying to. This ain't helping. I mean, given his stats and everything that he was capable of before he left, is it possible that he could be brought into the NBA when there are other people who are capable at his height of doing better? You think it's a chance?
It's a slight chance, but
Oh, slight. Hmm. Okay. Anyway, former NBA star Dwight Howard has denied sexual assault and battery allegations filed against him earlier this year and asked the court to dismiss the civil lawsuit he is facing in Georgia. In court documents obtained by ESPN, Howard said Monday that he engaged in consensual sexual activity with a man named Stephen Harper on July 2024, 2021, encounter at Howard's Georgia residence. Oh, you had him come to your house. Okay. Howard denied Howard denied that he caused any injury to Harper, according to the filing. In the original complaint filed in July, Harper's lawyer said he and Howard first began corresponding over direct message on Instagram in May of 2021, with Harper initiating the exchange. Harper accused Howard of sexually assaulting him at Howard's home during the subsequent July 2021 encounter. We fully anticipated Mr. Howard to raise the issue of consent in his answer, Harper's attorney. I can't say this man's name, so I'm just going to say that it was just Harper's attorney. I don't want to mess this man's name up. adding that Harper did not consent. Harper's complaint also accused Howard of intentional infliction of emotional distress and false imprisonment. That's a lot. Howard's response denied those allegations. Here's what he said. hmm He said what was a private consensual encounter was made public for profit, and Mr. Howard looks forward to bringing the truth to light in a court of law. The allegations against Mr. Howard are contested. Mr. Howard intends to present the truth. The truth is, Mr. Howard blocked Mr. Harper on social media and then was confronted with two options: pay to protect his reputation or have a fabricated story made public. Despite being an easy target due to his subject matter and his status as a celebrity, Mr. Howard chose to trust the justice system and will rely on all future court filings to speak for themselves. Now, me personally, I wouldn't trust the justice system as far as I can throw it. But you do you, baby. You do you. Harper's complaint includes screenshots of alleged Instagram exchanges between Harper and Howard from 2021, along with an Uber receipt of Harper's trip to Howard's residence on the night of the encounter. Well, that just proves you were there, honey. It just proves you were there. Okay. Harper went to police a year later. A year later. A year later? According to a July 2022 incident report from the Gwinnett County Police Department, which was obtained by ESPN, no charges were filed. You went a year later? What is the statute of limitations on sexual assault? Let me look some up. Statute of limitation. Sexual. Yeah. Okay. In Georgia. Okay. Let me see. Oh. So he okay, so he went bad off. Statute of limitations um for prosecution for sexual assault must commence within 4 years after the offense or one. So, for sexual assault committed against victims who are under the age of 18 at the time of the offense is committed, prosecution must commence within 7 years after the commission of the crime or two. Now, why you always got this or next to it? Why you can't just pick one? So they can pick between 2 to 7 years? The fuck is that supposed to mean? It's just weird. Okay. All right. Let me go back and finish reading this. I need to understand, like, why did you wait a whole year to come back and then, Lord. All right. The report was made following Mr. Harper being blocked on social media after the first demand for payment was rejected. Ooh. Does he have proof that he demanded this man to pay? In Georgia, the statute of limitations for this filing of the lawsuit is 2 years from the date of the incident. Okay, I need to understand something. We asked some independent investigation to conduct, and Mr. Harper has some private factors to consider before we all felt ready to proceed with the lawsuit. Howard, 37, last played in the NBA in 2021 to 2022 with the Los Angeles Lakers. He is an 8-time all-time All-Star and a 3-time NBA Defensive Player of the Year. Okay. Don, is you sleep?
Uh-uh.
Lord. Oh, the song for the Justified album. Brian McKnight? What song was that? Oh, hell no. I need to see this. Hold on. Justified album. Brian McKnight. I need to know what song he wrote. Then not be one of the songs I like. Or we gonna have beef.
Good luck.
What song did he write? Was it the Justified song? Hold on. Hold on. I love that album, by the way. That's a good album. That's a good album. Um, mm, okay. Justin Timberlake. Timberlake Mosley. He wrote Never Again. Hold on. How that song go? I don't even remember that song.
Mhm. Let me see real quick.
Hold on. Brian name. Oh, shit. Justin Timberlake, child. Senorita. What's the name of the song? Never Again. It's the last song on the album.
Uh,
Oh,
yeah.
bitch. Hold on. That's not it. Why are you playing Rock Your Body? It won't play anything else. Why? What's going on?
It's something real slow. It sounds like something he fucking wrote.
The fucking albums move now on Apple Music.
Yeah.
I did not know that. That is so
Girl,
cool.
I've been sending it in the group chat.
It sounds like something he would sing. I don't like that. That was
Yeah,
not one of my favorite songs.
that's what I said.
So I'm
It
glad
sounds like
that
something he wrote. So
I don't like it. He should have kept that shit for himself, if we're being fair. Another song that was about Britney. Ugh, that sucks. Nah, he is not the one who you wish to engage in coitus. Please, Rico. Please. Not me busting out laughing at you saying he ain't gay, he just nasty. Baby, that's what he said. That is what the White Howard said. His words, not mine.
I'm not gay. I'm just nasty.
That's what that man said.
And then today it was like, well, maybe I am gay,
Maybe you
but
think so.
I'm like,
It's
boy,
the,
shut the fuck up.
it's the realization.
But yeah, there's a whole bunch of messages that came out. I was like, well, but it's not the fact that they came out, it's the fact that you hit somebody.
This man said you assaulted him.
Yeah.
He said it was sexual assault at that. Baby, I need to check. I have to check because I don't trust everybody and what everybody else say. I need clarity. You feel me? I need to understand. Because if you're gonna say something, then I need to have it backed up. I need to have some true information to back up what you're saying. And if you can't give me that, then I don't want to hear it. I remember that because that was the song he sang when he was being interviewed, I think, by Barbara Walters, and he was crying like a little bitch.
Oh,
Well, damn.
I'm like a little bitch. That song do make you want to cry though.
I don't like that song.
That's why I don't listen to it.
I don't like the song because now every time I hear it, I'm gonna hear it's Brian McKnight. I wish I never found out he wrote it. The fuck?
It's okay. I'm gonna delete it. Get that shit out of here.
Because I mean, Justin Timberlake can be a piece of shit, true enough, but Brian McKnight is the worst. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
I
He
feel like
he
somebody.
outranks Justin Timberlake. I am sorry. All right, so let's go to Tyrese. Speaking of crying like little bitches, Tyrese decided to get on Instagram and rebuff everything that his ex-wife was talking about. So This is gonna be a long night. His ex-wife was on the podcast and she was talking about um how, she realized, that she would not have made the decision that she made had she had not had people in her ear persuading her to do something else. She said she probably would have stayed and worked it out. Tyrese decided to come up and put her whole mama's government in there. Creflo Dollar's wife in the mix. Talking about people was telling you to stay and work it out with your husband, but you chose to leave. To be fair, I didn't listen to all 5 of the messages that he put out because I don't fucking like Tyrese. I find him to be insufferable. Richard Roundtree dead. I did not know Richard. Oh no, not Richard Roundtree. Lord, damn. Anyways, he just got on my nerves. So I didn't listen to the whole story, and I don't care to. But here's the thing. I am tired of Tyrese talking down on this woman the way that he has been. I'm getting real sick and tired of it. It is not like she spoke of him in an ill light, which she very well could have. And I believe she got more on Tyrese than he thinks she does, but she chooses to not speak about him in a disrespectful manner. The only time that she speaks on him is when she's asked about him. It is not provoked. The last time we saw this, it was Tyrese again who was bringing her up in conversation. And my thing is, if you are over a person that you are with, you do not bring up your ex in conversation on the internet, in having fodder, none of that shit. You don't do that. And the way you know that Tyrese is a problem is that everywhere in his relationships, whether they be professional or whether they be friendly, he always is the problem. Every fucking time. The situation with TGT, which they just got their asses back together, but I guarantee you that shit is not gonna last because Tyrese gonna fuck that shit up too. Now, in a situation with TGT, it was his goddamn fault why they stopped fucking with each other. It was all him. Genuine said it. Tank told all the shit on a podcast. He told all of it.
Well, he's the reason why they stopped fucking with him because Genuine Tank was still talking.
But nobody was talking to Tyrese. Then you look at what just happened with Tyrese on the Breakfast Club. DJ Envy was about to jump over the table and whoop his ass. And he's sitting there like, why you mad at me? Like, nigga, what? You don't know? Well, I was having a psychotic break. Is that happening off the regular? Because you always like this.
Then got in his personal space talking about he was gonna fight him.
He
Boy,
wanna
you
go
gonna
do
do
shit. He wanna go do shit. He said I had to keep my composure because I was on camera. Nah, use a bitch ass nigga.
Child, Birdman went up in there and told them stop talking on my name like you crazy.
Sure did.
And they did.
And they did.
So if you was gonna do something, you would have did it.
Baby.
Or if you would have struck some fear in somebody hurt, they would have watched how they was talking to you. You don't make no moves. I'm not even scared of you.
Baby, there's nothing about Tyrese that makes me want to say, "Ooh, he's somebody I want to follow." I can give less than a fuck about what you're talking about because you have an arrogance that is unfounded. Do you understand that in just about every movie you've been in, you are a supporting character, which means you uphold the cast. You are not somebody who they're going to go after to hold their movie together. You just provide the vocals. You provide the funny, the nice little laugh track, the comic relief. You get your check and you go to fuck home. Know your place, bitch. You're not a leading star. And I know what the real problem was with you and The Rock on set. You was mad because The Rock was getting all the love and all the accolades, and they was offering him a solo movie, and they didn't want to offer you one. But what was they gonna do? What was you gonna do? You was mad. Oh, he coming in breaking up the family. In what capacity? How? Y'all got 10 fucking movies, and The Rock was not in the last couple of movies. Them movies still grossing billions of dollars, and y'all keep upping the ante on the craziness of what y'all do in these films. So what about what The Rock did? Broke up the family. He got his own spinoff. He had Hobbs and Shaw, which, from my understanding, they're supposed to be making another one. Baby, I just don't understand it. I don't get it. Tish said early Tyrese was cool. I don't know what happened. He got into Hollywood and started making Hollywood money, started getting agents and shit, and thought because he was in Transformers that he somehow was some mega superstar. And I'm like, child, boom. You do a couple blockbuster action films, you get put into the Fast and Furious franchise and play a character named Rome and still don't go nowhere. Still, and you getting outshined and outworked by Ludacris in the whole movie. You suck. Like, you're just not what you claim to be, honey. You don't have the chops, babe. Okay? You ain't got it. And it's okay. It's okay. But you gotta know your place. And I don't think you understand that. I think because you are recognizable due to these movies, you feel like that puts you in a specific space. Music wise, I still do not understand for the life of me why anybody would be taking direction from you. Because all you had was Sweet Lady, Signs of Love Making. How you gonna act like that? I think you had one more. That was it. And I love Tyrese early work. His early albums, fire. Love love that. I still like the way he sing, and I still listen to your music. You a piece of trash, but I can separate your stupidity from your music. I ain't gonna be your sweet lady, but I listen to you sing it.
Yeah.
I listen to you. My mama loved him in that damn Coca-Cola commercial before he was famous. Child, he thought he was doing something with that under lip piercing. I've said it, and I would keep on saying it. That nigga literally want to be light skinned so bad, but he can't.
Okay, that's the best way to describe it.
He can't do it. So he just has an unfounded arrogance, and I just don't understand why. I'm so fucking confused about it. And he just oozes arrogance. It's not confidence, it's a false arrogance at that. Anybody who is officially over their ex and don't want to have nothing to do with them legitimately would not give a damn about what they talking about.
Or they say something positive.
Like, she did not, in this particular interview,
Then bash him.
she didn't. So my thing was, why are you mad at what she said? Because she didn't say you were the problem. She said I probably wouldn't have left if I would have had the right support system and the tools around me to make better decisions. And I was just like, I can fuck with that, because she now, having gotten herself in a better space, she fully understands that maybe leaving wasn't the best decision, but it is the decision that was made. So now she has to live with it. But he's just like, you out here clout chasing. And I'm like, what clout? What clout is she chasing, babe?
Okay, because being attached to you does nothing for nobody right now.
And she already had a full career. She was already what that's the song lately. Did they turn the heat off? It's hot in here. I'm gonna be sweating bullets. Know how your lips poked out at me. For real.
Or
You're not gonna childish. Oh my god. Married to a grown man, baby. Anyways,
that's a king to you.
so Jonathan Majors' accuser is now being charged. Okay. And a lot of people are saying that this is his vindication.
Okay.
I I honestly could say I don't know what to believe here. There's no real evidence against Jonathan Majors. A lot of people say that he had um the girl had marks on her or whatever the case may be, but they've gone to trial twice. The girl fled. She left the state or left the country. They obviously have issued an arrest warrant for her. They claim that Jonathan Majors attacked her. And this was on today. This press release was released today for Jonathan Majors. And it says via the Hollywood Reporter that Jonathan Majors' accuser was arrested for misdemeanor assault and criminal mischief, but the DA has no plans to press charges. Now, Grace Jabari was the woman who was accused Jonathan Majors of attacking her on March 25th. Now, she's been arrested on suspicion of misdemeanor assault and misdemeanor criminal mischief. She was arrested at the 10th precinct in Manhattan on Wednesday. She was released on a desk appearance. The DA has said they will not prosecute her on any charges related to the incident. Then why the fuck did y'all arrest this woman? That was a waste of police resources and time. Majors faces misdemeanor charges of harassment and assault after being arrested following the alleged domestic violence incident on March 25th. Police responded to a 911 call, and a 30-year-old woman reported being assaulted by Majors with police, noting that she had sustained minor injuries. Majors was released from police custody later that day. In June, the actor filed a complaint against Jabari, alleging that she attacked him that night. His attorney, Priya, has denied all wrongdoing on behalf of her client. In court documents that were filed in relation to Major's case, prosecutors told police that they will not prosecute Jabari, citing of the allegations, the belated nature of the allegations for the decision on any charges related to the incident, and saying it comes as a part of the routine process of evaluation cross complaints in domestic violent cases. Jabari and her attorney were informed of this decision on September 21st. An investigatory card or I-card, which is not an arrest warrant, but is an NYPD document alerting officers that there is probable cause for arrest, was also issued for Jabari in late June. The documents state prosecutors asked NYPD to issue Jabari a desk appearance ticket, which requires her to return to court at a specific date rather than waiting in custody for arraignment. The prosecution had planned to provide travel and lodging to the U.S. for Jabari, who is a British citizen, in order for her to testify at Major's trial, according to the documents. A trial date of November 29th was set Wednesday for Majors, who virtually attended his hearing in New York criminal court. The New York judge, Michael Gaffey, also denied the defense's motion to dismiss the case. So let me make sure y'all understand what's going on here. This does not vindicate Jonathan Majors of anything. In fact, it leaves us right where we started. There's no actual proof that this man did not assault this woman, and there's no actual proof that he did it. at least as far as we know as the public. Now, we could have a situation like what happened with Amber Heard, where the evidence that is presented could show that she was an aggressor in their relationship, or they both were abusive to each other. There is a lot of internet fodder when it comes to Jonathan Majors. There were some ex girlfriends who came out. There was a guy who used to work with him in theater that said that he was abusive and they know him to be abusive. It's odd to me that this black man has been abusive to every one of his girlfriends, but the bigger his star got, nobody came out and said anything. Nobody did anything. And then they waited until this situation with the young lady to come forward. And that's when they started dogpiling on Jonathan Majors. I don't know. I don't know what to believe here. But I will say this: if he was physically abusive to this woman, then it doesn't look good for Megan Good to be attached to him. And quite frankly, I would not have attached myself to a man who's been accused of sexual assault. I mean, not a sexual assault, but just assault, period, in any way, shape, or form until he was cleared. Like, it just seemed very stunty to put him with her. She seems to be safe. She seems to be okay. She haven't gotten in no issues. But you be a good boy too if the whole world is looking at you like, I know you beat that bitch up. And if you beat up Megan Good, we gonna take your ass out. Like, that's what I saw niggas saying online. Okay. Motherfuckers was ready to fight. They was like, if Megan Good pop up with a black eye, nigga, that's your ass. They was threatening him.
Yeah,
Okay. So
right if you want to.
right, like they like, we gonna protect this black woman at all costs. And I was like, okay. Whatever works for you, I guess. You know. Now I did mention, I think it was last week, that DJ Envy is embroiled in this scam. Okay. Now Caesar has been arrested for fraud and is on these house flipping scams. And there's a video that surfaced of DJ Envy on the Breakfast Club some months ago where he was talking about his business, and there was a comedian on there and she was just like, you be out here scamming people. She just straight up told him, like, I want DJ Envy to sell me a house. And he was like, I don't sell houses. I flip houses and I rent them. And she was like, okay, well, wait a minute. You do what? Like, she had to clarify what he did. And he was like, I show people that there's another way for you to make income. I'm providing people with opportunities. I'm like, that sounds like some shit a scammer would say. Mm-hmm. Now, what really took me out about this whole DJ Envy situation is the big blow up. They say that that the FBI showed up to the iHeart Studios where the Breakfast Club is filmed. And they did show up there. And they was like, oh, it was rated. It was rated. No, that's not true. It wasn't rated. The iHeart Studios, they showed up to the studios to tell DJ Envy that his business partner was arrested. Now, my thing was, why the fuck did y'all show up to this place to tell this man that his business partner was arrested? Why couldn't y'all just call him? Just call the nigga and tell him, hey, we arrested your homeboy. All right, cool. Why did you show up to the studios? You knew it was going to cause a spectacle. Something about that don't sound right to me. And I feel like later on down the line, DJ Envy ass is going to jail. I feel like his ass is going to jail. Because one thing about a scammer, okay, they will protect their asses at all costs. DJ Envy ass is going to end up in prison. If he don't go to prison, he going to end up defending himself in court. I promise you that. Because that man going to say DJ Envy was well aware of everything he knew. Okay? It took 5 sets of handcuffs to put this man in handcuffs. Okay, he been living and eating real good because they couldn't get his hands behind his back, so they had to interlock the handcuffs. Child, they could not handcuff him with one pair of handcuffs. They had to interlock multiple handcuffs and put it behind his back. Baby, I wish I could make it up, but I can't. Oh, child. We're going to move on because it's all about the dudes today. The dudes is just fucking up, okay? They got a lot of shit going on. Tristan Thompson's baby mama is alleging that he owed her $224,000 in back child support, and she wants the courts to garnish his NBA wages. Now, if you don't know what you don't know was a lot, Tristan Thompson's high booty ass is working back with the Cavs. Now, let me tell y'all something. I live in Cleveland. Okay, the Cleveland Cavaliers are my basketball team. They are my guys. I don't understand why they rehired this high booty Negro. I don't get it, but they did. It has decided to bring his ass back over there. Now he owed this woman $224,000 in back child support. Not only that, but Tristan had a job working with NBA. He was doing a lot of put your mask on, please. A lot of NBA TV stuff, and he was doing some ESPN stuff where talk about um he would talk about, the game, and talk about the different people playing the sport. He had a nice little check. He got that job because Kim's mama helped him get it. Well, Chloe mama. Let's Cause he was with her. So let's say Chloe mama. She helped him get it. Now he done re-signed. What was that, Jared? A 1-year contract? He mad at me right now, y'all. I make it up to you. Don't be mad at me. Really, babe? You're not gonna talk to me now? He really mad at me. Anyway, he re-signed a contract with the Cleveland Cavaliers, and now he's making NBA money. And his baby mama Jordan said, you owe me some coin. Now that girl ain't said a word. Even when he left her when she was 8 months pregnant, that lady ain't said nothing. She been living in her little corner, living her life. But now she said, bitch, I want my money. And to be honest, I don't fucking blame her. Go get your money, okay? Because he been living a high life, sitting up with Courtney, making babies via surrogates and shit, even though he's sleeping with other bitches, got a whole nother baby with another bitch while he was with her. The first baby mama ain't said a damn thing. She just been sitting there. And she like, you know what? I'm getting sick of this shit. I don't fucking blame her. Get her her money. Give her her goddamn money. Okay? I think that's it. Except for Tyler Perry and this pilot situation. Tyler Perry decided to not buy BET specifically because BET was bloating how much it was actually worth. And he was basically like, don't be trying to sell me no fucking wolf tickets. Y'all trying to make me pay $2 billion for BET, and it ain't even worth half of that. And I was like, ooh, BET, bro? Shit, half of your programming is on the station, Mr. Perry.
Mm-hmm. That's probably why he was like, that shit worth $2 billion. And they like, no, it's 3. It's honestly, you should need to take it out the billions. Because it ain't giving that. It ain't been giving that for a while.
Well, excuse me. Did he lie? Absolutely. By the way, Nicki Minaj is looking very good as of lately.
Okay, she getting ready for the tour that she ain't gonna say nothing about.
But she going on tour next year.
We don't know when.
She'll announce it. Probably right after that album drop.
It was when it was supposed to be November. She said January, but I don't know.
She pushed it back again.
Yeah, the album dropping December 8th.
So,
my birthday.
Last but not least, before we get to the SBC chat, this pilot was suicidal on this damn plane and threatened to kill everybody. He tried to take this plane down with 83 passengers and staff on board. Them motherfuckers got his ass together, right? It was like, you could die, but we not dying. I'm sorry. I have to make light of it because, bitch, it's too insane to not do. They was like, bitch, you could die by yourself. I'm not dying with you. He tried to kill everybody on the plane by turning off the engines and shit and letting it just free fall to the ground. They was able to stop him. He has been charged with 83 counts of attempted murder, which is insane. 83 counts of attempted murder. Glory be. And child, we're gonna move on because the news is newsing and it's just some of it is depressing and a mess. We're gonna round this shit out with the SBC chat. And then I'm gonna be out y'all hair. Okay? Y'all can go ahead and go to sleep, which half of y'all did already.
Mhm.
They did. Shit. Half y'all already went to sleep. So I have a tendency to do that to a lot of people, which kind of messes me up. Everybody fall asleep on me when I be talking. I'm like, that is not flattering. It's fucked up. All right, y'all. Question number 1. Fell in lust with a TikTok baddie and decided I didn't want to be married no more. I left my wife of 8 years. You have got to be fucking kidding me. Things were good for me and the baddie for about 2 weeks, but sex, weed, and dancing all the time was too much. We didn't have meaningful convo. I just told y'all, y'all got to listen to me. She insisted that every moment in our lives get captured and shared on TikTok. Finally, I told her I'd like to come home to a clean house, a decent conversation, and a home cooked meal. This is what she cooked for me. Please share this pic because this is not okay. This TikTok baddie is 30 years old, and this is what she considers a home cooked meal. How the fuck do I get my wife back? Y'all, when y'all see this picture, what? So, let me see if I can zoom in. I can't zoom in on it, y'all. So it looked like these are Vienna sausages, some whole and some pureed. And then she got the dry ass ramen noodles, and it looked like she drizzled butter on them. Oh, I'm here. It's always a wife in there, child. Always. I mean, okay. To be fair, I really don't care. You kind of got what you deserve, dude. Like you put yourself in this position, you kind of got what you deserve. You asked for this, you got it. You didn't do your due diligence and make sure you understood that the grass always seemed greener on the other side, and you basically got like you got what you asked for. You wanted a TikTok baddie that was giving you sex and weed and dancing, and that's what you got. You thought that she was gonna be able to provide you with the same lifestyle as your wife. Why would she do that? She has no incentive to do that. And you didn't give, and you really ain't no reason to settle down for what? Everything she did is for the views. You were well aware of what you were getting yourself into. So I don't feel bad for you. How you get your wife back? You can't. You know, already made it so your wife doesn't feel like she is respected by you and appreciated. You only appreciate what she did after you left. So that ship has sailed, honey. It's done. Y'all, look at this. Look at it. It is pureed Vienna sausages, whole Vienna sausages, 4 saltine crackers, and dry ass noodles, child. Baby, I can't make it up. I wish I could. Question number two. It's gonna be an interesting time, honey. I've seen better meals in prison, girl. It's the home cooked meal he deserves. Period. The wife will find somebody worthy of her. That's facts. I spent hours long. Question number two. I spent long hours with my boss, Ayana, and I fell in love with her. Ayana's a pretty name. I worshipped her. She's smart and dominant. Like me, she's born and raised in Brooklyn. She chose me. We hooked up, and I hate her now. She berates me in bed. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. She berates me in bed. I thought your clit was bigger and compares me to other people in the office. Melanie gives better foreplay. You should ask her how she does it. Ooh. She wants sex when we work late, but it ignores me otherwise. Her abuse has affected my productivity at work, and she wrote me up twice. The last time she wrote me up, I slapped fire out of her and choked her in bed. She wants me to do that again, but I'm a soft lesbian. I think I tried to unalive her that day because I only stopped choking her because I have carpal tunnel and my wrist was hurting. The more I choked, the more she wanted me to. I don't want her anymore, but I don't want to lose my job either. Baby, it sounds like you in a rock and a hard place right now. First of all, if you don't really care for the berating, and that kind of stuff, you need to be vocal of that. But if I was you, I'd knock her ass out. I'd tell on her like she's your boss. The power is in your hands. You don't want to lose your job. Tell them that she sexually assaulted you and told you if you didn't sleep with her, that she would fire you. And you could tell her how she done slept with the other people in the job too. I snitch on her ass. That's how you keep your job and get rid of her. I straight up narc her ass out. Like, nah, bro. I only did that because I knew I would lose my job if I didn't. That's just me though. You do you. Question number three. I'm an Irish guy engaged to a black woman. This stop. He said, red stop sign right now. This ain't no fetish, race play shit. I love her. I know loving a woman, what a loving means. I know what loving a woman means, and I love her. Backstory. I didn't have a good home growing up. It was just me and my mom. My next door neighbor, Miss Jamie, babysat me after school. She fed me many days. Her daughter and I are still good friends. So I've been around black people, black women especially, my entire life. And it hurts me that my black fiance hates everything black. I never noticed this until we moved in together. She hates black culture, movies, music, etc. She even hates her own relatives. She tries to immerse herself into my culture, but wants nothing to do with her own. I'd like to have children with her one day, but I don't want her instilling that negativity in our children. How do I address this without her breaking her spirit? Okay, so you a good dude. You got some real shit going on. First of all, this woman has a lot of self-hatred. If I were you, I would sit down and talk to her about why she doesn't like black culture and where this is coming from. I also would encourage her to go get some true therapy because this could be some internalized hatred of her culture coming from her family members that she despises. Sometimes the generational curses of black people manifest in different ways. They can manifest in financial illiteracy. They can manifest in self hatred and colorism. And they also can manifest in ways where you literally will turn your back on everything that has to do with the community and yourself. She's trying to distance herself from black culture to make it seem as though she isn't black. But the reality is, she can't run from who she is. If she does not get herself together, then I'm sorry to be the one to tell you this, sweetheart, but I don't foresee you having a future with her because she's not going to stop at just herself. She will instill this hatred in her children. That is what I mean by generational curses. They continue. She either will teach them to hate Black people and Black culture, or she will instill her own hatred onto them because they are half Black, and she will make them hate themselves as well, which is probably what ended up happening to her as a child. I would highly recommend, if you want to try to work this out, you ask her to go to therapy to work out some of her issues. Make sure you talk with the therapist, that the therapist does handle the situation of racism and colorism, or y'all do couples therapy and you bring it up in couples therapy and make that a point of working through so that this can be something that can be rectified. These types of things can be, they can be taken away. She doesn't have to be a colorist or someone who hates her culture um, for the rest of her life. In fact, is quite the opposite. She can learn to love herself more and understand that Black is beautiful and that our culture, it makes us a part of who we are. But you don't have to represent the bad aspect of the culture. You can represent the good aspects of the culture, and she just needs to be immersed in something that gives her a safe space to be able to do that. But good luck, because you got an uphill battle. And if you really like her, if you really love her, really, really love her, you're going to have to take your time and help her work through it. Otherwise, you might have to say goodbye and be like, it's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday. All right. Question number 4. Question number 4 says, I'm in a bind. My girlfriend recently lost her job. She's 7 months pregnant. And she offered to move in and help me take care of my mom. My mom is actually my wife, who was 15 years older than me. I've never brought my girlfriend to my home, but somehow she appeared on my doorstep with her suitcase and some jerk chicken. I took the food and slammed the door in her face. Bitch, you did what? What the fuck? You took the food and slammed the door? Sir, I told my wife she was Uber Eats. My girlfriend rang the bell again. She wanted her chicken back, but I threatened to call the police. She left, but texted me that I have 1 month to tell my wife about her and our baby, or she'll find out where my wife works and pay her a visit. She will do it. Help. Well, it look like, nigga, you better tell your wife that you got this bitch pregnant and prepare to get put out your house, because what the fuck? Why did you take her chicken from her and slam the door in her face? Why did you do that? Why did you take this lady's chicken and then slam the door in her face, sir? I don't understand. You cannot be serious. You cannot be serious. I'm not gonna help you, fool. You're stupid. Oh my God. Question number 5. My elderly sugar daddy stopped breathing after we had sex, so I took his credit cards and then called the ambulance. I didn't go to the hospital. I never had anyone die on me before, and I didn't want to see him go. I went shopping instead. The next day, I went shopping again, but at the second store, the cards were reported stolen, and I was arrested. My sugar daddy was alive and well at the hospital, and his wife pressed charges against me for robbing him. He claims I robbed him on the street in front of my apartment, when in the truth, the medics pulled his old naked ass from my bed. How do I convince him to drop the charges? He won't talk to me. Tell them the truth. Tell them you was having sex with them, but you did steal his cards, honey. You did. You took his cards while they was in while he was in the damn hospital. Why did you steal his cards, stupid girl? You still committed the theft. Even if you was with the man, you still committed the theft. You just gotta say you didn't do it by stealing it, robbing him off the street. You was having a sexual relationship with him. You still gonna go to jail. One way or another, your ass going to prison. Prison is where you are going. There's nothing to say to number four. Okay, absolutely nothing. Oh, baby, she been planning this. He took the chicken because that's what he want to play, child. The motherfucker took the chicken and slammed the door in her face. Question number six. My boyfriend and I eat in bed. If we're high, we may include food in our sex play and fall asleep with crumbs on the sheets. So he was going down on me and he swears he saw a roach come out of me. Oh my God. You got roaches in your coochie, bitch? She says, I may have roaches. So maybe a roach came out from under the crease or fold of my stomach, but I know it didn't walk out of my cat. You have roaches living in the rolls of your body, bitch. And you put this out for the internet to read? Ma'am. He argues that it definitely crawled from inside me and he won't see me again without a doctor's note. I refuse to go see a doctor because if it was a roach in there, he saw it crawl out, so it's gone. What's a doctor gonna do? He should take my word that I don't have a roach cooch, but he's a boy.
Emotional damage. You want some?
Wow. Wow. All right. It's going to be like that.
Wait a damn minute. What?
I, I don't know what I'm supposed to say to this. I literally don't have the words. I don't have the words. I'm s- wow. Wow, 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 wow. She said, I don't have a roach cooch. Okay, girl. Oh, Lord have mercy. She said, I just know she has an aura of stench around her. Her scent enters the room while she down the motherfucking street. You could have waterboarded this information. You could not have waterboarded this information out of me. Just why? You literally told all of Twitter that you got roaches living in the folds of your body and coming out of your coochie. And you don't want to go see a doctor because the roach is gone. Y'all eat in bed knowing that you got roaches, and the roaches are living in the bed now. So more than likely the roaches was in the bed. I don't think they was crawling out the folds of your body or out your coochie. Okay. But it's the fact that you are willing to continue living in squalor rather than, girl, not La Roche Poussey. Y'all know what? That's it. I'm stumped. I don't. Okay, we gonna go ahead and go. I'm gonna let Don go cause him tired. I'm gonna let him go. I'm shut down for the night. Donnie, I'm finna let you out. Don't worry about it, cause this took me out. I ain't never in my life felt so disgusted by a topic. Y'all have a good night. I'm gonna go. And yeah, I'm just leave because this right here is too much for me. It's too much.